there, fellow Mormons. My name is Zeke Freakin. I don't know how I got here. Joining me today are my usual cohorts, Kevin, who's forgetting something important, and Saradin, 2 parts Laffy Taffy by volume. And together, we're gonna shoot for the moon, Tom. Shoot for the moon. Welcome to the bakagaijinshow.
Yeah, I'm always forgetting something important whenever I go to the store, whenever I go to the bank, whenever I go anywhere. Even when I'm just at the house, I am always forgetting something important. Just ask my roommate. He'll tell you.
I'd show you my 2 parts of Laffy Taffy, but that extendable body part is not is not safe for work. So
yeah, unfortunately, if you show that on the podcast, we will get taken down. So
yeah,
he's made of rubber. How did that happen?
I mean, where do you think they got the idea from Mr. Fantastic? It was from my. Never mind.
Yeah, and Plastic Man. All the fucking.
That's my Willie. Oh, jeez, put that epic thing away, man.
all the stretchy boys. Who came first, Mr. Fantastic or Plastic Man? I'm assuming Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Plastic
They
Man
were they were Marvel's first family.
They were.
The first of many confusing,
the original Marvel family.
Families. Yeah. Yeah, they're a much more straightforward and easily digestible family than, say, the Hobgoblins.
Goblins.
Goblins. I don't like them.
I don't like goblins. Ah! Oh my god.
Sometimes I just go to like TV trips or whatever, and I'm like, oh, we're on Hobgoblin the 7th, huh?
Oh god, there's 7 of them.
I don't know.
Why
anymore.
Are there 7 Hobgoblins, Zeke? Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. I don't pretend. I don't read comics. I don't pretend to understand these things.
Oh, God.
Yep.
My orange head light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've been not reading comics. There wasn't an episode last week.
Yeah, we've been doing not a lot of things.
Yeah, no, I've been doing a lot. I've
been doing things.
On the plate clotter,
you
can obviously say I've been eating, but
yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah.
You guys got anything you want to talk about last 2 weeks?
Well, I have taken a break from trying to, because I mentioned that I've been trying to write this script for a video essay. And yes. I'm taking a brief break from that because I realized I'm going to have to massively rewrite most of it. So I'm taking a break from that, and instead, it's based on Sailor Moon, so I am taking a break from that, and instead I am refamiliarizing myself with early Sailor Moon. So, I assume neither of you are aware of this problem because none of you give even the slightest whiff of a shit about Sailor Moon.
It's true. I can't smell any shit anywhere.
But
it's fairly true. I respect its legacy, but I have no interest in its. I really have no interest in it.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, I'm put off by the Sailor Moon-ness of it all.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, no, if you don't like magical girls, then like Sailor Moon is the most magical girl you can get.
Yeah.
No. The most bang for your buck.
Yeah, I wish it was this much bang for your buck. These girls are hot, but that's about all I can say about the show.
I mean, you're right.
they're all legs, honestly.
Yeah, they're all. To be fair, they are all. Legs.
They are very
like
leggy girls.
Leg.
Do those hey honey, those legs go all the way up? Ah, you're a monster! Right. I love that clip so much.
But, yeah, no, so I've been wanting to refamiliarize myself with early Sailor Moon, so that I can, make sure I get all of my factoids straight.
Yeah.
So...
Don't want to fuck up your factoids.
So I'm not sure. So I'm not sure if y'all are aware of this, but back when Viz Media licensed Sailor Moon back in 2014,
took them that long, huh?
It's been a while.
No, I'm like, it took them that long. That was my question.
Okay, so oh god,
get into it. It's an anime podcast.
Yeah. Okay, so it was originally licensed in '95 by Deke Entertainment, who did a dub of the first. I believe it was so. They cut out a few episodes of seasons 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Just to streamline it a bit, but they dubbed 65 episodes worth of the show back then. But the series did very poorly in first-run syndication, so Deke decided to just, stop dubbing it. But then it became super popular in reruns. So after fervent fan demand, they decided to dub the rest of Sailor Moon R, which is the second season.
Yeah.
But Deke
is that where they all become pirates?
No.
Okay, just checking.
But
Because magical pirate girls. No, that's not. We're on to something there.
Pretty Cure has not had a pirate-themed season yet.
They're going to.
Oh my god, that would actually rock. That would be awesome.
At some point, they're going to, and you can't stop them.
They have to do it at some point.
Yep.
Come on,
Toei,
when?
It's like Power Rangers. They got to cycle through all the themes at some point.
Yep. I mean, Super Sentai and Power Rangers have already done pirates, so.
There was?
Yeah.
What was that season's Japanese name, and can you yell it as enthusiastically as possible?
Kaizoku Sentai! Go Kaija!
Oh. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's some weeb shit.
That's some fucking dedication right there.
Yeah, I respect that. Anyway, go on.
Ura, yeah. Anyway.
But, yeah, so Deke dubbed the rest of Sailor Moon R, but they had no interest in doing anything past that. So, Toei Animation's Toei Animation's gone through a couple of different American subsidiaries, and back in the early 2000s, it was Cloverway. So Cloverway licensed seasons 3 and 4.
I've never even heard of Cloverway.
Exactly. All they did was Sailor Moon. And they dubbed seasons 3 and 4. But because they were still trying to air it on TV, and they were still trying to make it palatable to people who grew up with Deke's dub of the first 2 seasons, what they ended up doing was they kept, all of the name changes, all of the content edits, all of the, general things that they, edited from the Deke dub. A lot of that carried over into the Cloverway dub. Which meant it was not great.
Wait, edits? Don't tell me they gave them pants.
No, they didn't. But there were a lot of edits to Sailor Moon back during the Deke dub. The Cloverway dub was less edited, but still was pretty far removed from the Japanese version, especially in terms of script. The 5th and final season was never licensed in North America. Until Viz got the series in 2014.
Okay.
I believe from 2000, I want to say from 2005 all the way to 2014, Sailor Moon was not licensed in the US. So there was a long...
That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
a guy who only knows it by its cultural influence.
Yeah, there was a 9-year period where no one was able to get the license to Sailor Moon for a variety of reasons.
That's crazy. It reminds me of how, despite how massively influential it is, there's no official English release of Fate Stay Night.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest issues was that Toei wasn't interested in licensing much of their back catalog at the time. And if they were going to license out Sailor Moon, they wanted to license out the entire series. They wanted a completely new English dub, way closer to the Japanese original, and all this other shit. But there was no reason for a lot of licensors to do that, considering it was a legacy franchise and various things of that sort. But then Toei Animation started producing Sailor Moon Crystal in 2014. And in order to, kind of help that along and get people refamiliarized with the franchise, they started licensing out Sailor Moon again.
Makes sense.
And there was this massive bidding war behind the scenes throughout the entire anime industry because everybody wanted Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
And Viz won the bidding war.
Which is crazy, because they hardly license shit.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's Sailor fucking Moon. So
yeah.
if they're gonna put the money down, that's the show they do it on.
Point taken. And then they proceeded to fuck it up horribly.
No, they didn't actually. Okay, they kind of
wasn't
sort
there
of.
that thing?
Okay.
Wasn't that the thing with the first Blu-rays? They were terrible.
Okay, the dub is really good, and they
Yeah.
did license the entire series and released it uncut. The problem is, for the first 3 seasons, their upscale was shit. So, the highest quality masters of Sailor Moon that currently exist are from a 2003 DVD set that was released in Japan.
Yeah.
Because since then, Toei has lost most of the film masters to Sailor Moon.
Oh, classic Toei.
Like, I think the only parts of the original Sailor Moon anime that are actually transferred from film are the movies. Which the movie remasters look fucking amazing. So Toei licensed out Sailor Moon, but they gave Viz Media the old DVD masters and were like, here, you do something with this. And Viz claimed that they had, a bunch of video files, pour over every frame, and, we ran it by so many people, and everyone said this looked amazing and perfect for Blu-ray, and the final
Was there a
result
press release that included the phrase fine-tooth comb?
Yes, there was.
That's the one.
There was.
Yes,
Yep, they went over it with a fine-tooth comb.
Sorry, I can't think. I'm sorry, I can't think. Fine-tooth comb.
But yeah.
That's it.
So yeah, the initial Blu-rays were terrible.
I just figured you were on the Overwatch forums a lot, so you're just used to seeing the word cope.
Yeah, my brain is turned to mush.
But yeah, like, the first Blu-rays looked terrible. They were noisy, grainy, they had a bunch of, like, frame blending and color bleeding. And
Ew.
It was ugly as fuck.
Oh yeah. Please tell me the banding was on fleek.
God. The banding was the least of its issues. But
usually bad Blu-rays have, like, bad banding is the first major issue.
But yeah, like, the upscale that they did was terrible. But to put into perspective, they used similar masters to the 2003 DVDs and still made it look worse. That's pretty bad. So
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So back in, like, I want to say 2018, 2019, Toei Animation did their own in-house upscale and released that on Blu-ray in Japan.
Yeah.
And Toei's upscale is miles better. It's much cleaner. It's much more, like, stable looking. It doesn't have any of the weird random problems that Viz Media's Blu-rays came up with. Like, it was a much more accurate and pleasing presentation. It's not perfect. It's still got a couple of issues, but, like, I will take it any day over whatever the fuck.
And you did.
I did, because Viz Media this year re-released Season 1 on Blu-ray with Toei's upscale. They didn't publicize that they did that, but they did.
Classic Viz.
And it was on sale for like $30 this past week, so I bought that and proceeded to make a video on Twitter jokingly throwing my old DVDs in the trash can.
Why? You tell me you did not commit to the bit?
I mean, I might commit to the bit. I don't need those DVDs anymore. There's no reason to keep them. They're shit.
Yeah. One day no one will have any reason to keep any DVD anymore.
You can't just throw them out. You gotta, like, it's like, I just don't want these anymore.
Yeah, you gotta go fucking classic AVGN and light them on fire.
You gotta go Gallagher on that shit.
Yeah, light an arrow on fire and then shoot them from half a mile away.
Or load them up with C4 and blow them up in your neighbor's yard, not your own yard.
Or send them into space.
Yeah, I want to point out that
or you could get on a paddle boat and row all the way out to the giant Pacific fucking garbage barge or whatever, a garbage island, and just casually toss them in there.
Yeah, I want to point out how much better these Blu-rays are compared to the DVDs, and also I want to point out that overall I spent probably like $80-90 between both DVD sets back when they were released. And I just fundamentally replaced them outright for $30. So
yeah,
ouch.
Yep.
Also, Viz has begun numbering the new season Blu-ray sets with little numbers on the sides, so they're definitely going to be doing the future seasons. So finally,
Oh, sure. No company has ever said we're going to do season sets, put numbers on the side, and then stop doing them.
Yeah, but this one's doing okay. So
yeah, I'm just saying there's precedent for that.
I know.
Remember the fucking Ninja Turtles?
Okay, Ninja Turtles was a special case.
That was several special cases stacked on top of each other.
That was multiple special cases stacked on top of each other in a trench coat.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I've been going through season 1, and yeah, no, Toei's upscale is so much fucking better. God, my eyes don't bleed when I watch the show now.
It seems like whenever Toei does anything in-house, it usually turns out better. They should do that more often.
They should. They really should.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, Toei's upscale is really good. I'm very pleased with how the Blu-ray turned out. And I am watching it with the dub because Viz Media's dub is so good.
Yeah.
I fucking love Viz Media's cast, by the way, because Stephanie, like, I mentioned this off the podcast, but Stephanie Shea was cast as Sailor Moon herself.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite performances for her, because she really does nail that exuberant, bubbly personality that Usagi has.
Yeah. Wait, are you telling me Usagi is Sailor Moon?
That's not a spoiler.
Am I supposed to know that?
Yes. Yes, you are.
Okay.
What you aren't supposed to know...
Next you'll tell me Bruce Wayne is Batman.
That explains the Gelburu tags.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
The mystery solved.
Yeah, but, you know, fucking... Yeah, so... let's see. Kate Higgins plays Ami, who is Sailor Mercury. She's really good in this.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I know her best as Sakura from Naruto, and Ami is super nothing like that. She is very, like, bookish and very shy. So it's
I like
amusing.
her, but I think my favorite role of hers is Fuka. It's always Fuka.
Again, like, very much against type here. But Sailor Mars is Christina V, who knocks it out of the fucking park.
Yeah. Is there a Sailor Pluto who tragically had to be written out? Circa 2006.
There is a Sailor Pluto. Yes. No, they have never written her out.
Is there a bunch of fan art of the others comforting her when she was no longer considered a planet?
Yes. There's so much fan art of that. It was a whole thing.
I know fandoms.
I mean, if we're gonna include the planetoids, can we have Sailor Taurus too? Or Sailor Ganymede? Or Sailor, like...
There's so many possibilities.
Right, this is we can make this an expansive cinematic universe with like with all of the dwarf planets getting their own Sailor Squad, but they all have to be dwarfs. They all have to be short.
Yeah, and you just make a whole squad of dwarf planetoids.
I don't mean like where they're just a factual child. I mean like
that sounds like a fucking like
midgets.
That sounds like an adult animated parody doing like a dwarf planetoid like spin-off squad, but they're like the disgruntled B team.
No, we already have a disgruntled B team. They're the outer soldiers.
I don't. Shut up. I don't know the lore. I just want to point out that this idea sounds like a Robot Chicken sketch, and I am all there for it.
Yeah, but yeah, no. I've been going through season 1 again, and man, early Sailor Moon is rough.
Yes.
How so? Is it slow, boring?
It's oh god. Up until
childish.
Like, the big thing with season 1 is that, like, up until Sailor Mars gets introduced, it's very slow, and it is, like, mostly filler. I actually...
When is she introduced?
She is introduced in, I think, episode, I want to say 11 or 12? And up until that point, there are, like, 3 canon episodes.
Yeah.
And most of them are very very childish. They're very simplistic. They don't really have interesting conflicts for Sailor Moon to resolve. The only episode that is not canon up until Sailor Mars is introduced that's actually worth watching is the one involving, like, this pianist who is, like, you know,
his son pianist.
Good night, everybody.
Yep. Comedy gold.
Yeah, Animaniacs did a joke like that.
Yep.
But yeah, it's an episode about, like, this pianist pining for this girl at his work, but, like, she's completely oblivious, and the monster is trying to the monster is trying to corrupt all of the music production to emit ultrasonic waves that sap humans of their energy. It's weird, but, like, it's actually a really good episode, albeit very goofy 90s kids show. But, like, it's a good episode, and of course it's a good episode because it's the only one up to that point directed by the creator of Revolutionary Girl Utena.
Oh, I hate that guy.
His Sailor Moon work is really good.
Okay.
His Sailor Moon work is really good. But yeah, no, season 1 is rough. I actually looked it up, and of the 46 episodes in season 1, only about 14 are canon.
That's wild.
It's really bad, yeah. To be fair, the manga was running at the exact same time, and the anime staff only really had design documents and basic outlines from Naoko Takeuchi to work from, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, back in the days when we just had more episodes than we knew what to do with, and nowadays they're all like, a 300-chapter manga, we can do that in 52 episodes, no problem.
That's a very specific... That's very specific, Zeke.
No, but that shit like that is happening constantly.
It is.
Fucking Bleach fans going through it. There's
aren't they gonna adapt like 200 chapters worth of Bleach into like 52 episodes for 1,000-Year Blood War?
Yeah, something like that.
God, wow, that's gonna be interesting. Because like, isn't the biggest
Interesting
issue?
is a good word for it.
Isn't the biggest issue people have with 1,000-Year Blood War is that it was rushed?
I don't know, but that sounds right. If so, oof.
Oops.
Oof.
That's an uh-oh SpaghettiOs moment.
Big oof.
But yeah, no, I'm going through season 1 again with the new Blu-ray, and I'm having a good time. Although some of these early episodes are just really, really bad.
Yeah.
There's an anorexia episode, and it is the worst.
As opposed to American Dad, which is a fantastic anorexia episode.
Oh, God. Yeah, no. Sailor Moon, I'm sorry. You are not well equipped to handle this particular subject matter, and
I remember when
shows.
Captain Planet did an episode on AIDS.
I remember that, yes.
Yep.
You are not qualified enough. That is one of the funniest Nostalgia Critic bits, is when he's just like, stop! No! And the siren starts going on. The word's not qualified enough.
Not qualified enough.
Flashing.
Yeah.
Not qualified!
Yeah, I'm having that with Sailor Moon in the anorexia episode, okay?
Yeah.
I get it.
Look, I appreciate that the author was trying to tackle difficult topics with her magical girl show about throwing tiaras, but like, I mean,
You're right.
Kevin, can you at least give me a brief overview of how bad it is? Is it just like, have you tried eating?
Okay, so the episode begins with Usagi being like, oh no, I gained weight, even though she looks exactly the fucking same as she did in the last 5 episodes.
Yeah, classic anime girl problem.
So, problem number 1. Then her family is like, I don't know, Usagi. Her family gives her such mixed messages here, because, like, on one hand, a couple of them are like, oh no, I think you could use to gain some weight, and another half of her family is like, oh no, you should probably pay attention to what you're eating, and like, Usagi literally starves herself for a whole day and faints, and then like fucking, oh god. And, like, there's this one scene that is, like, super uncomfortable where, like, this super skinny girl in Usagi's class and this, you know, very clearly chunky girl in her class are, like, going at each other about, like, you know, dieting and shit. And, like, the fat girl is like, oh, it's so hard to get into a diet. And everyone just looks at her like, Really?
Mhm.
like
I couldn't tell.
The episode is so mean-spirited. It's really uncomfortable, honestly.
Well,
And
have they tried not being fat?
And like the episode like initially ends with everything being like, "Oh, you shouldn't worry so much about, you shouldn't have to worry about like don't use get thin quick schemes and shit like that." And then
Sure.
the episode just ends with Usagi on the bathroom floor crying that she gained weight and still looks the fucking same, so functionally nothing changed. It's an episode that just keeps going back and forth, hemming and hawing the entire time on the entire concept of, like, dieting and weight loss, and it just ends in the same place it begins with no change. It's really, really bad.
It doesn't sound offensive to me, it just sounds muddled.
It really, that's the biggest issue. It's super muddled and super just, I don't like that episode at all. It's really bad. It doesn't even have a monster for Usagi to fight. That's the problem. There's not even a monster.
The monster is her belly fat.
The monster is obesity. The hardest fight of all. Even America can't win it.
Yeah, it's the worst episode of Sailor Moon by a country mile, or at least it's up there. Thankfully, it's all uphill from there. Yeah, no, I really don't like that episode, but there's some other good episodes in there, though. Anyway, aside from that, what the fuck else have I been doing? That's a good question.
Yeah, I didn't ask it, but I was gonna.
Let's see. Well, it's called preemptive. I'm being preemptive here.
Oh, wow. That's cool. I was being sardonic.
I know you, boy.
Yeah, I can't snap my fingers. Stop rubbing it in.
Why can't you snap your fingers?
I don't know. I have like a pseudo snap, but like it's not like a real snap. I don't know. I can't do it.
Okay. Interesting. But yeah, Sailor Moon.
Sail or Moon.
There have been a couple of movie nights over the last couple of weeks.
It's true.
Yep. Watched Catch Me If You Can and Lego Movie 2. Both fucking awesome movies.
Yeah, great movies.
God, Catch Me If You Can. Man bumblefucks his way into being the world's greatest fucking check counterfeiter, accidentally becomes world's most foremost expert on the subject. Very good story, very good like cat and mouse comedy drama thing. God, that movie is surprisingly funny.
Oh yeah.
We were joking like after the movie was over about the fucking the fucking courtroom scene.
Yeah.
As you can see, there is no jury.
There is no jury. There are no defendants. Son, what the hell is wrong with you?
This is a preliminary hearing. What the hell is wrong with you?
I fucking... Yeah, I forgot how funny it is.
It's actually a really funny movie. Also, holy shit, how the fuck did Leonardo DiCaprio not get a goddamn Oscar for that one scene with him and Tom Hanks in the goddamn apartment? In the hotel room. like, oh my god. Those two play off of each other amazingly, which is incredible because they don't share screen time for 90% of the movie.
Yeah, crazy.
But it's a really good movie. And Lego Movie 2, oh my god. Fuck.
Yeah.
What a great follow-up to the first movie. God.
Yeah.
It just makes me so sad that Warner Animation Group was dissolved, because... Man, they did good shit,
Yeah.
man. Lego Movie 2 is so good.
Yep. These things happen. I blame you, America. You didn't see it.
This is America.
This is America.
Yep. Yeah, no, watched both of those movies. Those were great. Also watched this movie on Charme Cry's server, Roar, which this movie was...
Oh, is that the one about lions?
Yes, it is. It is.
That movie is factually insane.
Even though it has more tigers on the cover, yeah.
Yeah, that movie is factually insane because, like, there were, like, over 70 different injuries on set, like, that were the result of, like, the lions and tigers or whatever going out of control and, like, just absolutely beating the shit out of the actors because there were no protections in place. Like, the Humane Society barely oversaw the movie at all. It was done over the course of, like, 7 years.
I think I saw a video about this movie a long time ago.
Yeah, there is a really good video about it. Char played that video right before the movie, just to give us an idea of what was going on. That movie is ostensibly a comedy, but it's more like a horror film because you realize watching this movie, oh god, these actors are in actual factual danger.
Yeah.
Like
I'm reminded of that scene from The Happening where like a guy gets his arms ripped off by a lion and he just stands there, but it's like that's just what this movie was the whole time.
Yeah, that's Roar. Yeah, Roar is such a fucking insane movie. The director is legitimately unhinged.
Is?
He's dead now, but like
oh yeah, I assume. Was it by lion or some other cause?
No, some other cause. But yeah, no.
Boring. Where's Karma? Karma isn't real anymore.
It's not a good movie. It's not even a good comedy. It's just an insane fever dream of a film that is just like, I am watching these actors fight for their lives for the entertainment of one dude who is clearly firmly off of his rocker.
Yep.
Very fascinating watch. Probably not going to watch it ever again, though. Because, Jesus Christ. Yeah, fuck. God, Roar is such a wild-ass movie. God. Been playing Overwatch 2 with you, Zeke.
So have I. I've been playing Overwatch 2 with myself as well. And also you, when I feel like it.
Yep. I need to fix my... I need to, one, get a fucking mouse, but also I need to fix my controller sensitivity because it's a little too high. But yeah, it's all about what I've been doing. Mike, buddy, what you been doing last couple of weeks?
So last weekend I went camping in the middle of October.
Yeah.
Or the beginning of October.
Based.
Was a nice experience, yeah. I went out to a place in Southeast Ohio called Lake Hope.
Okay.
It's a good time to do it because it's cool, but it's not too cool.
It got down to 40 at night.
It may be a little bit too cool.
Maybe
I brought my. Well, no, you bring a winter. It doesn't get that cold till the night, but we had a day where it was only 54 out, and then it got to 40 that night, and it was a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm thinking September next time.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We brought plenty of firewood. We brought plenty of warm stuff to cook.
Mm-hmm.
We were totally fine. But the weather was wonderful. It rained the first night, but we thankfully borrowed and set up a rainfly. So we were sitting under that in front of the fire the whole time.
Yeah.
And it was actually quite pleasant. But yeah, did some fishing. Only got 3 bites though because it was so damn windy. I think it was chasing away a lot of the fish to the middle of the lake near the bottom because fish tend to go where it's a little bit warmer.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, a little bit cooler. And they don't like having to constantly fight against the choppy waves near the top, so they'll usually go where the current's more stable to rest. And so we didn't get that many bites.
I also don't like fighting against the choppy waves, so I understand.
Yeah, well, anyway. But so yeah, it was a good experience. It was not lots of fun. I needed a break from everything. Nate and I did our usual thing where we sat in front of my best friend Nate and I did the usual thing where we sat in front of the fire on the night before we leave, and we do nothing but talk about philosophical stuff and politics. and we usually get into pretty good discussions about stuff. We did that till like 1 a.m. We got to test out my new tent, which has a flap in it that allows a chimney to go through it, and you can have a portable heater with you.
A tent with a chimney. What will they roll out next?
Those have been around for hundreds of years, sir.
I'm sorry, I'm not a tentologist. Jeez.
They're just not common because they're expensive usually.
Yeah.
They're expensive, and then you also need the actual portable heater to go with it. So, generally speaking, a lot of people do not use them. And also, you only need one if you go camping during cold months, and a lot of people outside of hunters don't go camping during cold months.
Yeah.
I do, because honestly, if you to camp taught me anything, it's that cold weather camping is awesome as long as you pack warm enough.
Yeah.
Because warm food tastes twice as good. Fires feel better. It's quieter. There's no problematic animals like bugs or raccoons or possums around because they're all hibernating for the season.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to bother you.
Mhm.
And the skies are clear
Yep.
because of the lack of humidity. So if you want to go stargazing, it's the best time of year to do it.
And the women have nowhere to run.
I wasn't going to say that. That's also very much not true. Also,
Because of the implication, you see.
well, the women are camping too, so they probably have axes with them, and I don't want to fight with that.
That's a good point. Damn.
See, our boy over here, level 150 IQ.
Yeah. Thinking forward. Gets it done.
Yeah. So.
Okay, I was wondering if I derailed things or if I just disconnected.
No.
No. I just paused real quick because I was looking at the Discord message and he makes a good point, and now I'm confused and turned off. But anyway, so
It happens. It happens.
Yeah, just go check what Josh said in my server for a second. It's bizarre. But so it was a good time going camping. Best time of season. Also, because we're in Southeast Ohio, we're near the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah.
Which means we have access to wonderful ski. And for those playing at home, if you've never tried ski, it is what I call hillbilly Mountain Dew. And it's wonderful. And it only gets sold in the Appalachian Mountain Range in Ohio, like the United States. You can't find it outside of the hillbilly areas. And it's its own company. It's not like a secret rebranding of Mountain Dew or anything. It's its own brand. It's owned by its own company. So, but it's wonderful. Every time we go down there, we usually go to a grocery store that's near Lake Hope, and then we buy up like 2 or 3 6-packs of ski, and we bring it home with us, and that's our yearly supply. I'm already through my yearly supply because it's so good.
How do you fucking spell this? How do I...
Ski? S-K-I.
Ski drink? Oh, there it is. Took me a second to fucking find it. There we
It's
go.
Hillbilly Mountain Dew, man. It's delicious. But there's also a gun range out at Lake Hope, so they have fishing, a gun range, and you're literally camping on the side of one of the Appalachian Mountains. So it's a really nice place. We went out and shoot. My friend brought his 1911, and we shot that for a while. I brought my Car 98 and my dad's Ruger 22, and so we shot a little bit of everything out there. I am an excellent marksman. I shot a crab apple the size of a large apple off the top of a like a fence that was 75 yards away. So with nothing but iron sights with my Car 98. So I'm a decent marksman. Meanwhile, Nate couldn't hit a target that was 15 yards out with a pistol. So, not to brag, but I'm pretty good with the firearms, man. So it was fun. I did all the cooking. He did all. We shared duties as far as setup and firewood collecting and stuff like that. And he introduced me to truffle salt, which is $20 a bottle for like a normal bottle of salt.
Yeah.
But you only need a little bit, and it was the best corn on the cob I have ever had in my entire life. I brought corn on the cob. We roasted it over the fire. And then he was like, "Here, try some butter." And I was like, "Cool." And then he's like, "Try this shit." And I was like, "Oh my god.
You had some butter with mushroom particulates in it.
Yeah, try some truffle salt." And I was like, "Oh my god." I destroyed that ear of corn. I should have brought 6. So truffle salt for those cooks at home. If you ever want to try something that will elevate the flavor of anything that you would normally add salt to, try truffle salt.
This isn't
Oh,
your
put it in my-
average
I'll
show,
put it in
Dave.
Put it in my cookies then.
Yeah. No, I double dare you. I bet you. I
Come on,
don't
write
think
that
truffle
down for
salt can
future
do any
video
wrong.
ideas.
I don't think truffle salt can do any wrong. But yeah, so I went camping, and then been playing some Magic recently. I went to 2 tournaments and went 4-0 at them. Because yes, contrary to popular belief, 60 card Magic is still played and is very much alive.
I didn't doubt that.
So a lot of people do. They're like, nobody plays 60 card anymore, and I'm like,
Isn't that the normal fucking Magic?
yeah, but everybody's like, all the casual players have like switched over to 60 card, or have switched over to like fucking playing Commander. And
Oh,
I'm like,
that's a 100 card.
yeah, that's a 100 card singleton, and I'm just like, okay, well, you can continue to play in the sand, but some of us treat this like a sport and would like to aspire to greater things than playing in the sand.
So so is Commander? Is it 100 minimum or 60 to 100?
No, it's 100 cards exactly. You can't have more, you can't have less.
Ooh, interesting.
And every card other than basic lands has to be a singleton. You can't have multiple copies of any card in your deck.
Having different deck sizes is interesting to me because in Yu-Gi-Oh, you technically can have anywhere from 40 to 60, but there's no reason to ever have anything more than. I mean, you might maybe 42, 43, but like you generally want to stick as close to 40 as possible.
Well, yeah, because it increases your chances of drawing the cards you need.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what, like, people say, you know, in Magic you can have a minimum of 60 and go over, but most people try to keep it to 60.
Yeah,
Unless
but
they're,
there are strategies where you can do more though.
There are in Magic too. There's a card called
That's what I meant in Magic. In Yu-Gi-Oh, they really generally aren't. Maybe some
Yeah, there's
very
no
niche
benefit to it.
things, but
there's no benefit to it.
yeah.
But yeah, there's actually a 100. There's actually like an 80 card or 100 card control deck that's making waves in one of the formats right now because of a creature that requires that you have more cards in your deck than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's an interesting list. Me, it's just like I don't want to have to pay for more than 60 cards when I go to a tournament.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's cheaper.
Fuck, these things are expensive.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, so I've been playing Magic. I riffle shuffle my fucking $2,000 modern deck, which drives Zeke insane. And so
It does. I'm still in recovery, honestly.
Look, honestly, I'm never going to sell those cards, so I don't care what happens to them. At this point, as long as they don't break, which I am very careful to make sure that there's no bowing or bending when I'm shuffling, so it's like whatever. You can riffle shuffle responsibly, and I do.
I just disagree on principle.
I mean, that's okay. I've been doing it for 10 years. You can see the results for yourself.
If you're fine, look, you're a grown ass man. You do what you want. I'm just saying it makes me cringe a little bit. Makes me whinge and cringe.
It's like watching the bend test when somebody tests the validity of a Black Lotus to test it for a counterfeit. Have you ever seen the Black Lotus bend test?
I don't want to.
I know it's really hard to watch, but it doesn't damage the card if it's done correctly, and it tests whether or not it's a counterfeit or not. Because the counterfeit will crease in the middle, the real cards won't.
Yeah, it's so like you know how some people are like really sensitive to like book gore. I'm like that with cards.
Yeah.
Oh, especially with like a Black Lotus, like a $10,000 Magic card. It's just like no, what are you doing? No. And I just asked the question, like, you want to know why he does this? And people are like, why does he do this? I'm like, because he owns one of these things and you don't.
Yeah.
He can do whatever he wants to it.
Yep.
It's like that video of the guy driving the Lamborghini through like floodwaters in Alabama. And someone was like, why would you destroy a car like that? And it was like, because he can and you can't.
Yep.
Also, because if you're going to try to drive through floodwaters, honestly, a Lamborghini is pretty hydrodynamic and it has a lot of horsepower. So honestly, not a bad maneuver whatsoever.
Yeah, the Lambo works for that.
I knew a guy who, no joke, actually like put a down payment on a car with a Black Lotus.
You're kidding.
No, yeah, absolutely. The most expensive one that's ever been sold for $87,000.
Yep.
God damn.
It was a 9.5 Alpha Lotus, fresh from a pack that somebody had opened after paying like $4,000 for the booster pack. He opened like a tropical island and a fucking no.
Oh my god.
No, yeah, Tropical Island, because Volcanic Island was the one they didn't print in alpha because they made a mistake. But he opened like a Tropical Island, or it's the other way around, and a Black Lotus in that pack. So that pack was worth like $150,000 or $100,000 or something.
He actually got a bargain.
Yeah, no, it's the most expensive Black Lotus ever sold was the 9.5 was the Beckett 9.5 Alpha Mint Lotus. That he got from that pack, which was I'm just like, man, were it so easy. But yeah, so yeah, I just been playing Magic a little bit, trying to get back to that. I'm working on the next recipe video that I'm going to be working on. I'm going to be practicing recipes tomorrow. Kiara said that she wanted me to impress her, so that's exactly what I'm going to go for. I'm just going to be showcasing the best cooking that I can possibly do. And considering she's begun to get much better at cooking herself, the competition's steep, so I've got to put my all into it.
Yeah.
So I'll be practicing some recipes tomorrow. I gave Mom some money, and she's going to pick up the ingredients I need while I'm very busy today. And then I'll be cooking tomorrow, and then I'll start working on script writing and everything else. My new job position has not allowed me to draw recently, and it's really irritating me, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And then soon I should be getting a new job position, which will be I'll be an armed guard, and I'll be earning $4 more an hour, and I'll be working 10 hours of overtime on every check. So
Nice.
that should make my money a lot better. I'm also planning on going to Japan in the spring. In March, actually. I'll be going to Japan for Hololive 4th Fest.
Is that before or after the cherry blossoms bloom?
You know, I don't know. I think that's right around the time they do. So it's going to be packed, but
Yeah.
it's going to be packed, but with tourists.
It'll be packed, but beautiful.
It'll be beautiful, but it'll also be packed with tourists, which I guess isn't a bad thing, because at least I'll have a lot of Americans and English speakers to talk to.
Yeah.
But I'll be going to meet up with the crew like I did for Dokumi. And we're going to try to get tickets to the we're going to try to get lottery tickets to the concert and everything. But if not, we'll just romp around Japan. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like I've been distracted this entire time because I saw a tweet on, I'm putting this in lobby chat. Someone in Japan ordered an Americano, and the way the cream
I saw that.
God damn it. I've just been distracted by this the entire time.
Do you scream for cream, Kevin?
That's a loaded question, sir.
Mm-hmm. You got to take him to dinner first.
Yeah, at the very least, show me a good time first. God. Fuck.
It's current year. You can't just ask that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Got some preamble first.
Yeah, man. You got to sign a consent form. Or whatever. I don't know what the kids are into.
Imagine going on a first date and the first thing that happens, like, you sit down, you order your drinks, and she just passes you a consent form. Like, what the fuck?
So I'm going to need you to... I noticed you were reaching for my shoulder to console me. I'm going to need you to sign a form for that. I think we're doomed as a species, but that's old news.
For a variety of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, the masses will die off, and we'll be left with the intellectual ones who actually know how to survive. The intellectual and the rich.
True.
So, because survival of the fittest still is not. It's not exactly like not nipping at our heels.
Yeah.
Like when people say the downfall of society, I'm like, no, the downfall of having 8 billion people on this planet will be more like 2 billion, and most of them will be capable people who will rebuild society in a better way. Also, our energy consumption goes down considerably, so, you know.
Kevin, we have to ingratiate ourselves to a billionaire before it's too late.
Well, better get on it.
Or you could just be smart enough.
I love the Hyperloop. It's such a great idea. It's going to revolutionize transportation.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Tesla just came out with a robot that can't even scratch its own balls, so I'm not really sure. You know how much advancement are we actually making here? Come on.
Yeah,
guys.
I'm not threatened.
I'm just reminded of the robot chicken sketch.
It did the same thing that Asimov did 20 years ago, guys. You're not exactly being impressive right now.
Mm-hmm.
The dog
Yeah.
robots that
Boston Dynamics.
is
Yeah.
making are far more impressive.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just reminded of the Robot Chicken sketch of the scientist making the first realistic robotic woman, and like the scientist in the corner is like, "Can you fuck it? What? Can you fuck it? No!" And then everybody just leaves disappointed.
Oh.
Ah!
What was even the point?
I mean, Japan's already created female robots that you can fuck. So I mean, they solved the women's
You
crisis.
can fuck it.
Yeah, they've solved the loneliness crisis in Japan as long as you have like $10,000 to spend on a woman.
That's the problem.
Right.
We need budget women, affordable women.
Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, so that's what I've been up
God
to.
damn it, Zeke! Fuck.
Waiting for Chainsaw Man. Waiting for Chainsaw Man to hit us on Tuesday.
Yeah.
As
Yes.
president, I do declare that I will grant affordable women to all the patriots of the nation.
Women, if you had cleaned your act up a long time ago, this
Uh-huh.
wouldn't be a necessary maneuver. But dudes are done with y'all.
Yep. In my presidential decree, I do declare that women need to lower their standards. They're getting too damn high.
Right. We gave you all the right to vote, and now we're taking
Mhm.
it and running with it. And this is not
Yep.
what we intended.
Yep. See, unfortunately, this was predicated on the idea that you'd vote for what we wanted you to. Unfortunately, that has not come to pass. You have not used your voting privileges responsibly. We will be taking them away until further notice.
I mean, the first thing y'all did was remove alcohol. Who does that? And then we had to undo your mistake. You see what you've done?
I'm not unconvinced that women were the reason we got Reagan, honestly. But
By the way, I love women and they're precious and they need to be protected. I'm not anti-women.
not to bring up some 45-year-old political discourse, but you know. I love this show.
Wow, y'all had a good time with that one, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, what else are we going to do on this stupid show? Anyway,
Exactly.
so that's basically what I've been up to. Been trying to get more busy. I've also been working out every day for the last 3 weeks, trying to get myself into a little bit better shape and trying to lose some weight with some dieting. It's had mixed results. I've dropped like 5 or 6 pounds. That's really it. It's not a whole lot. But it's going to keep going. I'm actually working with a personal trainer that I know from this fan group.
You've mentioned, yeah.
So
I prefer professional trainers personally.
Yeah, he's working with me to come up with a workout plan and help accelerate it. I would like to lose a considerable amount of weight before going to Japan. So
Yes, they don't make fun of you.
I mean, they're gonna make fun of me regardless because I'm
That's
more
true.
because I weigh more than 20 pounds.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
You know, and I'm okay with Japanese women coming up and poking my stomach. I think that's funny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I want to
That could be an entire porn
I want to
category
be
unto
able to
itself.
fit places. I want to be able to fit places.
That's true.
so-
well, you're also gonna need to lose about 10 inches then.
Yeah, well, I'm okay with ducking. I just don't want to you know, I want to be able to squeeze through doorways and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you know, hopefully I can lose some weight before I go over to Japan. And that's really it. That's really all that's been going on with me.
I can't wait to go to Japan and be like, wow, it's like a Smurf village. I keep banging my head on everything.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. You ever watch TLC's Little People? I know it's not gonna be that extreme, but that's what I think of. Did I disconnect?
No, you're still here.
Okay. So I take it you have not seen TLC's Little People.
Little People, Big World.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I forgot the second part of the fucking title. Yeah. Yeah,
What, were
but
you
there's like
fucking Googling it the entire time?
it's like, yeah, but I remember there was this whole section about like how like housing codes are like discriminatory towards little people because they often require things that don't make sense for them. The example I remember is that this dude, by law, he needed a safety railing in his stairs to go down to his basement, but the safety railing had to be within a certain range that would have been completely useless to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so stop discriminating against the little people. I don't know what that had to do with anything, honestly.
It was an
It
odd
just came to my
tangent.
mind. Just came to my mind. Things come to my mind sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes I even write them down. Anyway, I guess I'll go next.
Yeah.
So Overwatch 2 came out.
Yes.
That's been my week. Essentially.
I have been playing I've been playing Cassidy, and I've been playing Reaper, and I've been
I'm playing
playing
them all poorly.
Lucio. And
Oh,
I've been
you have no
doing
idea how
it
poorly. This guy. Okay, to be fair, when he's in matchmaking with me, he's probably like being thrown into the deep end.
I am. Yep.
So, yeah. So, yeah, sorry about that. I have almost 500 hours of experience.
That'll
Sorry.
do it. That'll
Yep.
fucking do
Only
it.
500. I have like 2,500 in Halo.
Okay, well, it's like it's only counting like in match time. It's not counting the hours I put into the beta. It's like a whole thing. It's probably more than that. I'm just saying what the stats page says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much time playing games isn't spent actually playing the game.
Yeah. But in any case, yeah. That's what I've been trying to getting in, playing it. By this point, I think they've solved most issues. I finally have my watch point pack shit, which I didn't have for several days.
You were fucking furious about that last night. Then you logged into your PS5 and was like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah, I figured I might have had to do that after they rolled out the fix. I don't know. I still don't know if that's necessary. I haven't heard from anyone else, but it worked for me, so there's that.
Yep, there you go. Got your
so
watch point pack.
That's settled, and it seems like the server issues are much better now. Like, I'm playing right now, and when I logged in, like an hour or two ago, there was no queue. I literally just popped right in. So,
Nice.
yeah, that's good. Other than that, though, just waiting for like I know some stuff have come out, and I've seen some stuff like Spy X Family and stuff, and I'm just waiting for more anime to drop.
Yeah.
To watch that. I don't think I finished it. I think I have like an episode or two left, but I was watching season 2 of the Cuphead show, which came out a while ago.
Nice.
Still good shit.
Yeah, I've heard it's
watching
a pretty fun show.
Yep, watching the Ice Queendom dub as it comes out.
I need to get on that today.
Yeah,
I'm so behind on animes.
yeah,
Yeah.
and just doing some writing. Got back to books last night. I just read a bit. That was fun. Other than that, just doing my thing. Mostly going to be grinding the battle pass and trying to finish some writing projects. I'm almost done with the Killer Connect Halloween special. I have
Spoopy.
maybe, I don't know, 1,500, 2,000 more words on that. So yeah, good progress on that. It's gonna be a bit longer than normal. Those ones normally are.
All right.
And then I'll go back to Beyond Fiction for a little bit. I mean, I'll do them interchangeably, but I'll go back. I have a little bit of the next Beyond Fiction written, but not a ton.
Christ.
What? Oh,
Yeah,
damn. Is
yeah.
there a fire? Is there a fire?
Yes! Oh my god!
Whoa! It's consuming everything! Kevin, get out of there!
Okay, it's not near me.
Okay. Fire spreads quickly, Kevin. Don't you know? Didn't Smokey the Bear tell you?
Only you can prevent.
Or Smokey the Bear's
See.
Canadian furry counterpart.
Yeah. Smokey, I am an 8-year-old boy. I don't have that kind of power. I can't prevent shit. The only thing I can prevent is an unclean bedroom.
Try harder, bitch.
Did I fucking stutter?
Did I fucking stutter? I'm just imagining Smokey the Bear just being very, very aggressive.
I counted on you, you dipshit.
Look what you've
You see that?
done.
Yep. There's a fire there, and you're not putting it out. Look at that. Crazy. Yeah, Kevin lives near a dispatch center, so expect that frequently.
Yeah, it's right down the street.
Yep. I'm sorry. You find someone's home or business
No.
being burned to the ground hilarious?
I found another.
Me too, but I'm not gonna say that out loud.
No. You know that fucking meme of like the sad guy on one end of a bus looking at a rock wall,
Yeah.
and the happy guy looking out the window.
Yeah.
I found one that says the sad guy is Chris Pratt ruined the Mario movie, and the happy guy is I'm going to fuck the fire breathing turtle.
Oh no. No, we're gonna have an entire generation of people wanting to fuck Bowser.
Yep.
Wait, we already had that.
Implying we haven't had that already?
Another.
I'm sorry,
a
have
new
you seen
generation.
Kaiser and Echo's Twitter account?
I try not to.
Like, look, I can assure you, Zeke. I can assure you, it's happened already. It's just
Please assure me,
happening
I need
again.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Look,
I guess,
look.
yeah,
The
you're
second
right.
they gave him like actual dialogue in Super Mario Sunshine, it was all over.
Oh yeah.
You know that's where it started.
Sunshine is so weird.
It is a bizarre game. It is a bizarre fucking game. Like,
Yeah.
but what else you been doing?
That's kind of it. I mean, I've probably done like at least 8 or 10 hours Overwatch 2 since it came out. So
Yeah, fair.
that's been most of my free time, including right now.
Yeah, and you know what? Fuck it. While we're talking about it, Mario movie trailer dropped. Looks pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah, it looks alright.
Like,
Yeah, it looks good. I'm willing to go see an
I'm
Illumination.
impressed by the effort on display.
like it doesn't look or feel like a movie Illumination would make, and that is very much a good thing.
I didn't feel my soul leaving my body when I watched the trailer, and that's a good thing.
It looks like fucking Mario, and that's great.
Looks like feckin' Mayo.
Like, I was expecting Mario to have this, like, weird fucking gangly ass, like, new redesign or whatever the fuck, but, like, no, it looks like fucking Mario.
Yeah, it's fine.
Jack Black, absolutely slaying it as Bowser.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
God. It's such a different type of voice from him, too, but, like, God, he is clearly having the time of his life in this role. The fucking
Oh, yeah.
scene with the fucking Penguin Kingdom.
Do you yield?
I do not.
No, I don't. Or
That
whatever.
was
I don't think
that was the Penguin King was Carrie Payton, by the way.
It was
He
Carrie
in the-
Payton, yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, man. I want to see. I'm cautiously optimistic about the movie now. And honestly, before I really wasn't.
No, he was uncautiously unoptimistic.
Like I heard Mario Illumination movie, and I'm like, it's shit. It's gonna be shit. It's gonna be
Wake
shit.
up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy.
Thank God that meme didn't come to pass. Oh my God.
Got my glasses, I'm out the door. I'm gonna hit this city.
So, the Mario movie direct made a big deal about how Nintendo and Illumination have been working on this movie for about 7 years at this point, apparently.
God damn.
So this has been a long time coming. And they've gone through like a lot of different iterations of the script, trying to incorporate various elements of like different Mario games, different enemies, locations, trying to make it all work in a movie. You know, Shigeru Miyamoto is an executive producer. He's very closely involved with the production. And Koji Kondo, one of the things that impressed me was that, so the composer for the movie is Brian Tyler.
Yeah. Never trust a man with 2 first names.
Brian Tyler does good shit. Brian Tyler is a really, really good composer, but he's working directly with Koji Kondo to incorporate as much actual Mario musical themes into the score organically as they can.
Yeah.
One thing I really hope that they do is I want to hear like an orchestral or a rock rendition of Bowser's theme from Super Mario 64. I think that would fucking rock.
Yeah. I want to see an actual backwards long jump in the film.
Oh my god! If they somehow manage to put the fucking backwards long jump in the movie, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna. Oh god.
Probably not. Nintendo seems rather against that. Didn't they remove that with the Shindo version?
Yes, but the version that they put up on the NSO Online apps is the original American release, so it has the backwards long jump again. I think Nintendo is very indifferent towards it.
They're sending some mixed signals here.
A little bit.
Getting some mixed messages.
But yeah, no, I'm actually I'm feeling optimistic about the movie now. It looks very, very promising.
Yeah.
Wow.
It could be a certified hood classic.
It could. Finally, Illumination might have another good movie.
The rare Illumination W?
By the time the Mario movie comes out, Illumination will have had 13 movies, and if it's good, it will be their second good film.
Yeah.
The first one being the original Despicable Me.
I know. I knew. I've been new.
Please be good. Please be good.
He's on his knees. Be good.
Okay, I'm not on my knees. I'm not. Okay, it's not that bad.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't care that. He doesn't care that.
I care, but not that much.
No.
Patience runs deep in my family, but not that deep.
I would do anything for love, but I won't do that.
Yeah, no, fucking Illumination's Mario movie looks surprisingly promising. I want to see
Yeah, I was
more.
pleasantly surprised with it.
Yep. We shall see. We shall see.
Shall see.
We shall see.
Shall see.
Yep. She sells seashells by the seashore. Did you know that?
Yes, so I've heard. So the rumors dictate.
I don't think they're rumors. I think it's more like it's just a like a local news. I don't know how much you trust local news, but you know.
I've heard through the
local
grapevine.
news. Oh yeah, the grapevine's been really quiet lately. I'm a little concerned about him.
Curious.
Yeah. Fuck. So yeah, that's basically what we've been up to.
Yeah, I think that makes a good first segment.
Yeah. Unless there's any other news you can think of.
Nope.
Not really.
Nope. Nope. No news. Nothing happened. Nothing of consequence happened.
I mean,
We didn't do a whole thing on AI art. We should have done that.
We can talk about that.
yeah, AI art is...
Or AI non-art, because that's a complete misnomer.
Yeah.
AI quote-unquote art. It's really just like... that. To put into perspective how far AI art has to go before it is even remotely close to really being comparable to real art, I'm just going to put up that one image Zeke sent where the prompt was girl eating noodles with chopsticks.
That image is so cursed. I feel a special kind of disturbed when I see that.
It's so fucking funny. There
A
was
lot
also-
of AR, a lot of a lot of AR, AI art disturbs me. That one really disturbs me.
So there's also like the reason why AI art in terms of like fan art and whatever the fuck came into into the public discussion recently was because of an artist called Shexio. Shexio is a rather infamous artist who, for a good
Infamous quote unquote artist.
yeah, for a good few years he spent his entire career just ripping off and copying the work of another artist called Cute Sexy Robots.
Yeah.
And like he got caught red-handed and without making an apology decided to just, you know, we thought he was making his own art originally, but it turns out he's just copying a different artist now.
Damn, man.
But the reason why the AI thing came up is because he released this piece that was supposed to be Android 18, and it is very clear that it was an AI-generated art piece because there's a lot of little, very blatant anatomical errors that would not exist if it was an actual artist making the piece to that level of artistry. Like, the way that the neck connects to, like, the shoulder is all wrong. There's, like her thigh comes up unnaturally in front of her crotch. It's really weird looking. And you can really tell that he just lazily put Dragon Ball into the AI generator because there is a very very poorly there is a very poor, like, low res AI Goku on a flying Nimbus over in the corner for no fucking reason.
Like, there it is, the hidden Goku.
There's Goku. Is Goku.
We found him.
Well, my whole argument about why it's not actually art goes more on a philosophical and fundamental basis, and that's that every piece of art, no matter how abstract it appears, has artistic intent behind it.
Yeah,
sure.
That's one of the things that qualifies art as art.
It took time.
What I compare AI art to is
skill.
like a natural vista. You can think a canyon with a forest behind it that appears in nature is beautiful. You can appreciate it, and you can find it wonderful to look at, and that's fine. But it's not art, because art fundamentally is about evocation, and only humans are capable of evocation. Like, we're trying to evoke him. It's about intentionally evoking something.
Even then,
and without that artistic intent or that artistic vision behind what you're doing, then the art is no longer art. It is just a random assortment of imagery.
But even then, comparing it to photography, like, photography is all about capturing a moment in time, and AI art is
that requires intent.
Yeah.
And there is no intent behind the AI art. No matter how tight you make the parameters, there is no specific intent behind it. It is fundamentally random.
Yep.
So it cannot be qualified as art because it's lacking one of the fundamentals that makes art art. So AI art is already a misnomer. And it's a toxic one because
I love that guy
trying to equate the two.
I love that guy on Twitter who was arguing with you, where it's like, "Oh, what are you saying? The things that I put into the prompt aren't considered my intent."
Those are your intent, but the AI can't properly reflect them, no matter how hard it tries.
Yeah.
And thank you for your third grader's interpretation of what artistic intent is.
Yeah.
You clearly don't understand or respect the medium at all. And we've already seen people trying to profiteer off of what essentially equates to the laziest form of visual creation.
Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys know. I tweeted about it, but I don't know if you guys know about this scandal that's going on.
Oh no.
Because there's a very long running and popular fantasy book series called Book of Malazan. And they revealed the cover for the latest entry a few days ago. And it is very, very obviously AI generated.
Oh no!
With a little bit of photoshopped elements here and there to, like, kind of hide it.
Oh god! Let me scroll through your, like. Did you tweet about it or?
Yeah, I tweeted about it.
Yeah, let me scroll through and see if I can fucking find it, because.
Yeah, and this is sort of set the book. The book community on storm, because, like, it is totally, publishers have been trying to nickel and dime, like, cover artists and shit for years now. So, like, this is totally, like, within the realm of possibility for, like, publishers to start pulling this garbage. And if they're ballsy enough to do it with a high profile release like a Malazan book, like, who knows when, like, it's like the shit's gonna hit the fan in that regard.
It's already starting to, and that's my problem with it, is that I've found more examples of people trying to profiteer off of art than they have off of AI art than people just doing it for fun.
It's so exhausting, because I feel like we just fucking, well, I don't know if it's like settled, but we just sort of like defeated the NFT demons, slightly, you know, and now we got this bullshit coming in.
I can't find it. It's fucking
It's down.
buried.
It's yeah. I'm active on Twitter.com.
Found it. There it is.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah. That looks fucking terrible. That looks terrible.
That's AI generated as shit.
Yeah, that looks real. That does not look good at all.
Yeah,
At
and you can
fucking
tell like
all.
they photoshopped some nonsense on the table or whatever. It's like, no, it's a real art piece.
Yeah,
Look
I'm putting this in lobby chat for Sheridan to take a look at, because look at this crap. Like, the longer you look at it, the worse it looks.
Yeah, which that's most AI art. The longer you look at it, the more you're like, oh, that's shit. I've shared my, I don't know if I said it on the podcast yet, but I've shared my frustrations with you, Kevin, that like AI art has fucking ruined our wallpapers and other similar subreddits.
Yeah, you've gone off about that, like, to me, not on the podcast, but like you've lamented that so much to me directly.
Yeah.
Fuck.
There's still original art pieces there, obviously, and like photos and shit, but like, goddamn, the AI art has really swarmed wallpaper subreddits, and it's like, look at the vibes, and I'm like, yeah, but that's all it is vibes, you know? There's nothing to glean from it.
Yeah, we were looking at that at like one piece of quote unquote art that like every single part of it was just completely nonsensical.
Yeah, we really tore that thing to shreds. It's like a fucking. It's like a memory of a dream of what a wallpaper would have been, you know? And it's like, I'm not interested in that. I want a fucking wallpaper, not a fucking, you know, not a fucking MRI scan fucking version of what you might have remembered it looking like.
Yeah. Just there need to be protections in the art world now because of AI art and
Shark like Brandon's got to get on that.
I fucking hate AI quote unquote art, dude. It's so fucking lazy and stupid. Just commission an actual fucking artist. God, you are doing yourself no favors.
But Kevin, we've got to have money.
But that costs money, and then this way I can make money off of zero effort.
Just wait till we get, you know, more sophisticated AI writing. Then Ian C. Esselmont's out of the job.
Oh no! Oh,
we just get an algorithm to write fucking Malazan books.
Damn it! No.
I did really appreciate that Kiara and Callie of Hololive have basically taken a stance of we can appreciate AI art and the novelty of it, but we don't want it. But it has no place in any of our arts tags.
Yeah, agreed.
You do not get to drown out or you do not get to drown out legitimate art with this crap. Is basically what they said. Not as hostily. They didn't say it as hostily as that, but that's basically what they're saying.
A booktuber I follow, Daniel C. Green, basically had the stance that like he finds AI art very useful as a private tool to sort of like better communicate his vision to an actual artist, you know, because it can help visualize, you know, concepts and things like that. But it's only ever used. It should only ever be used as a springboard for an actual artist to, you know, to draw from, you know, to help convey ideas between artists and non-artists or whatever. It shouldn't be the art in itself. And I can get behind that. Like I think it's a useful technology. I don't see or want it replacing actual art.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, and profiteers are going to try to make it replace existing art.
Sure. Sure.
Because it's everything capitalism loves. It's a race towards the bottom for bottom of the barrel quality and maximum profit.
So... New grift just dropped. You don't understand, man. It's the future.
Well, the future fucking sucks.
You're on the wrong side of history. And I'm like, yeah, I know. That's been my Twitter location for years now.
Yeah, I'm going to stay here.
Yep.
I'm happy here.
I'm very comfortable in this position. I hope you're comfy, because you're listening to the bakagaijinshow. We'll be right back. Hey, we're back.
Hey.
Folks, it's a sad time.
Why is it a sad time, Zeke Freak?
It's the time where I have to stop playing Overwatch so I can read Reddit.
Oh,
Because it's the Reddit time!
Yeah! You know what? Fair compromise. Fair compromise here. It's a reasonable enough compromise.
We're going to... Are you sure you can't hear the lawnmower? It's
I
so
am
loud.
absolutely sure I cannot hear the lawnmower.
It is so fucking loud. Anyway. And I need you to understand, I have, like, closed-ear headphone cuffs on. I got music going. I got an air conditioner, and it's still so fucking loud.
Well...
Insanity. Anyway.
At the very least, you might be able to hear it, but your microphone can't.
Anyway. We're gonna dive on in, firstly, to our anime to look at some discussion posts.
See if there's anything
Believe it or not, believe it or not, some of them aren't about edge runners.
Oh, good! Finally.
Yeah. A lot of them are. But some of them aren't. Here's one. What anime do you think has the best power system and abilities?
Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter. my answer is usually the same. It's Hunter x Hunter, JoJo's, and World Trigger. That's basically it.
Yeah, I can agree with 2 of those.
It's true. He can. It's true.
The only reason I can't agree with World Trigger is because I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Trust me, it good in this regard.
Yep. Saradin, what say you?
I haven't watched a ton of shonen battle anime in my life, but I would have to say I wouldn't really call it a power level thing, but I like how Dr. Stone handles its shonen power boosting. Yeah. And basically the most powerful character is just the most intelligent.
Yeah, I do like how Dr. Stone equates, like, strength to intelligence. That is a very interesting element of that series. I do love that.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. What is your favorite, most underrated anime?
Tough fucking
according to us. An inherently sort of self-reflective question. What's underrated is in the eye of the beholder.
See, what constitutes as underrated is something to me that, like, isn't like, maybe people know about it, but
yeah,
it's not constantly talked about. It's not oftentimes considered, to be as good as you personally think it is. Like, basically, the general perception of it doesn't match your own perception. That's how I view.
Sure.
But again,
that makes sense.
That's very.
That makes sense.
That's again a very, like, it depends on the person.
That makes sense.
If I had to pick, though,
in the context of the modern anime climate, my answer is Shauna. My answer is Shakugan no Shauna.
Shauna is a great choice.
Yeah.
God, what would I pick?
My runner-up, by the way, is Excel World. I don't think it was appreciated enough.
Yeah, the biggest issue with Excel World is that, like, it came out, like, after Sword Art Online, and people just
it came up before.
Oh, did it? Oh no! Oh,
yeah,
it didn't have the benefit of being boosted by SAO. Oh no.
Yeah. Well, the real problem is fucking Love Live, and I've been on this rant.
You've been on this rant so many times.
Once that team discovered the perpetual money train that is Love Live, they never looked back.
You're right. You're very correct.
Like even Reki himself said that was kind of the big obstacle.
It's
like, yeah, we could make more Excel World, but we could also make 100 times more money making more Love Live.
So, because I'm kind of an anime old head, I'm gonna be making an obscure fucking pull here.
Sure.
Giant Gorg from the 1980s.
It's true. I'd never hear anyone talk about Giant Gorg.
Giant Gorg is actually really good.
No Gorgians in the chat.
Gorgians rise up.
Retweet if you're a real Gorg.
Yeah, I fucking love Giant Gorg. It's basically, what if we took Gigantor, but we married it with, like, Jules Verne, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and Forbidden Planet. It's fucking awesome. It's got this, like, really great adventure serial vibe. very pulpy, very action-oriented. Has this really good overarching plot line, overarching mysteries. Fucking love the main cast. It's got such a great tone, such a great visual aesthetic to it. The director of the series and the person who did the character designs was Yoshikazu Yasuhiko, who was the original character designer for Mobile Suit Gundam.
Yeah.
And Giant Gorg was one of his personal projects. It's a pretty breezy show. It's only 26 episodes. But like me and Sama, like a few years ago, we binged that whole thing over the course of like a weekend, and that was great.
Not enough things are Jules Verne inspired. Ever since the failure of Disneyland France, I guess.
Yeah, but if you like classic pulp adventure serial inspired fiction, definitely give Gorg a try. It's a lot of fun. I really like Gorg.
Yeah.
That would be my pick.
Sarah, do you have an answer for most favorite underrated show?
Most favorite underrated show? Well, it depends on what I consider underrated.
Yeah, we did that whole thing where we said it was in the eye of the beholder.
It's like, what show? I mean, obviously, I think SAO is woefully underrated by a large populace of the anime, but then again, it also has a huge fan base. So can I really call that like?
No,
I feel like that.
I
feel like that kind of evens out.
Yeah,
I feel like that kind of evens out. So, honestly, oh man, hottest take of the century, Kodomo no Jikan.
Yes,
Oh.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Kodomo no Jikan turns a lot of people off, and I completely understand why. Because usually it's the kind of series that would turn me the fuck off.
Yeah.
Completely. Because it is lolly fan service. Let's not beat around the bush.
But at the same time,
I try not to.
Well, let me talk, because it's my fucking show that I'm picking.
Fair enough.
Okay,
Yeah. Let me put it this way. Historically, before Boku no Pico existed, Kodomo no Jikan was the Boku no Pico. It was the show that everybody joked, hey, you should go watch this, with their friend, because it would just gross them out and freak them out. When you actually dive into the show itself, it's actually an exceptionally well written.
Okay. Let's be specific here. The manga.
Yeah, the manga. I'm sorry. When you talk about the manga series, it is an exceptionally well written dive into all kinds of psychological topics, like the nature of what actually makes up innocence, the long-term effects of PTSD and abandonment issues, and a bunch of other really interesting topics that it handles with a lot of maturity.
It really does.
It's just painted in a skin of lolly panties and nudity and inappropriate sexual relationships. But that's kind of the point, because everybody's like, oh, Rin's so gross because she's trying to molest her teacher. And I'm like, she's only that way because that is the only depiction of a relationship she has ever seen.
Yep.
In her life. Because the rest of her life, she's either been abandoned or people have died on her, and she's being raised by a groomer.
Yep.
It's dark shit, but this is what happens. And it's actually, having dealt with people with major abandonment issues and psychological issues, I can vouch for how raw and realistic the author made those things in Kodomo no Jiken. So if you are willing to just throw your pride out the window and just swallow your pride and delve into it, there is actually a really good show under that, and people don't give it enough praise.
100%.
I can't even imagine a pre-Boku no Pico world anymore.
Don't watch an anime called Boku.
But yeah, mine is actually Kodomo no Jiken, and this is coming from somebody who is not a lolicon.
Interesting.
Yeah, Kodomo no Jiken.
I was
really
shocked, and it took me a long time to come to grips with the idea that it was a good show. But I had to admit, near the end, especially about halfway through the manga, I was like, this is actually really interesting and very dark.
Once you get past the initial factor of it, it's a really gripping character drama.
All right. What anime are you upset they didn't renew or I guess what anime are you upset they never finished?
Full Metal Panic.
Yeah,
Same.
I mean that's a hopeless situation.
We're never getting
There's no
that
hope,
final
Kevin.
season.
There's no hope, Kevin. There's no hope. Abandon all hope.
We had the chance. We were so close.
Mm-hmm.
We have 3 more books to adapt.
Yeah. Doesn't seem
One more
likely.
season, and it will be finished, but it's never happening because the 4th season fucking bombed horribly.
Yeah. I have a couple of answers for this.
I do as well.
Yeah.
Full Metal Panic's the big one for me, though.
Moggy is a big one. Moggy's a big one for me.
Yeah.
Moggy has the unfortunate. First of all, it ended a while ago. There's a lot left to adapt, but it also season 2 left off at the worst possible point, right before a big long flashback arc.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to have a big comeback and then be like, you know those characters you know and love? Yeah, we'll see them in maybe 30 episodes. You know? It's like, you can't, the momentum was lost. They fell off it. And I think the fact that there's now an anime of her next manga, Orient, really goes to show that they're just done with it. It's just done. Yeah. I have not given up hope on Excel World yet. I think eventually it might get its due. I'm still holding on to that one. Dead Man Wonderland is one I get upset about sometimes. Because it was a number of things. One, the studio died, so that's a problem.
Yeah.
And 2, it sold abysmally in Japan. Which, yeah, I'm upset.
Yeah, it was really popular here in the States because I know a lot of people who were cosplaying it, talking about it.
Yeah,
they loved the opening theme, of course, because it was in full English. Like, it's a great opening theme. Like, it had it had awesome action. But like over in Japan, I hear that it did not do so well. If you want my honest opinion, like Gate is one that I will forever be upset is not getting another season. Because that show is fantastic and it's a really fascinating reverse isekai. Well, I guess it's an isekai, but like
no, I got you.
No, my favorite thing in isekai is when you can actually return to the original world because you get to see how the events of one world affect your events in the other world, and watching those two worlds interact is far more interesting than watching any power leveled slime solve every problem in a distorted kingdom.
Yeah.
It's just infinitely more interesting, the politics of both sides. And again, it's, yes, there are soldiers, but instead of just, there are soldiers with guns, but instead of just mowing through the entire kingdom, it's about a game of politics.
Yeah.
Kevin,
which I find much more interesting.
Kevin, I need to make a graphic, and you need to put on the graphic we need a counter now for every day episode where he makes fun of slime, just out of the blue.
No, I literally hate that show. Like, I'm sorry, it's the worst. It's the worst isekai. It's not the worst isekai, but it's the most frustrating one.
But I'm gonna make a counter. We're doing a counter.
Anyway, put it in the
show.
Like, I'm sorry.
No, it's funny.
I'm not sorry. I legitimately despise that show. I don't despise people for enjoying it. I just can't.
No, it's really funny, and you should keep doing it. Kevin, put the counter in the episode.
Okay. God damn it.
Make a note.
God, I'm gonna have to do so much fucking editing for this episode. God.
I think we're up to 5 at this point at least. But yeah, no, it's just it like watching the two worlds collide and how their politics interact, and watching like all of that stuff is really fascinating. And it just stopped after a certain point and never got a continuation. And I was really upset. And apparently because it didn't go so well, because jingoism isn't really a big thing in Japan. It has a very specific audience, and that's not a very wide-reaching audience. And Americans hated a lot of Twitter Americans hated it because they saw it as imperialism, when that's not actually what's going on at all. It's diplomacy, not imperialism. Like, by definition. So a lot of people misinterpreted it and threw a hate campaign against it, but it's a fantastic show and I would love to see more of it, but it's never going to happen.
I didn't watch it long enough to have any kind of nuanced critique about it. I saw maybe like 8 episodes and I just thought it was kind of boring.
Another anime.
Oh, I find that shit fascinating. I find that show was utterly fascinating. When the wizard girl picks up a book of chemistry and it just advances her knowledge of how to do elemental magic by like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And she like writes a dissertation and becomes a master mage because of it. I'm just like, that's some cool shit, not gonna lie. Like, what if you gave a mage a book on chemistry? Like like that's a really cool concept to play with. Like,
Yeah.
But it's just it was a really cool show. So Gate is one that I'm sad we'll never get another season. Obviously everybody's upset about Keijo not getting 20 seasons. I'm just kidding.
See, the biggest okay. So like the Keijo
where were you
thing
when
is
Keijo saved anime?
the Keijo thing is complicated because the anime actually cuts out a lot of material from the manga that is followed up on in later chapters, but then the manga ended up ending, and since there's nothing to promote a second season, so we're never going to get a second season. But even
I'm
if
not
they
actually
did,
upset about Keijo not getting a second
even if they
season.
did do a second,
I'm just joking.
yeah, even if they
But,
did do a second season, then they're going to just have to fucking retcon like crazy. But that's beside the point. I did have another anime that
Sure.
I wish would get more seasons, and I'm a little upset that it ended where it did. Is Birdie the Mighty Decode.
Here we go.
It's a semi-obscure pull. I haven't talked about Birdie in a while. Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Birdie is a really fucking good, like, sci-fi action drama series, and season 2 is fucking incredible. Has some of the best fucking action scenes you'll ever see in any anime ever. I want to point out that the Superman vs. Zod fight in Man of Steel is halfway cribbed from Birdie the Mighty Decode, and Zack Snyder will admit that.
Oh, really? Really? Show me the clip. Show me
I
the
will
clip.
actually send you a side-by-side comparison.
I don't
Someone
care about that.
actually
No.
did.
Show me the clip of Zack Snyder saying that.
It exists. I will look it up. I will do it.
You do that.
Like, he legit admitted to like one of his favorite anime is Birdie the Mighty, and he was like, I admittedly used a lot of that as inspiration for my movies, and someone found a side-by-side comparison. So
I don't care about the comparison. Just show me the damn admission.
I will. But the second season ends on this really bittersweet, arguably a downer ending, where it's like, yeah, the villain of the season is taken care of, but we are no closer to any of the answers of any of the questions that have been raised up to this point, and it just feels like it's got that hollow kind of I need more feeling at the very end of it, where just there's too much that's left like dangling, and unfortunately Decode bombed horribly during its original run. And
real quick, I've got another one, and then I need to take a quick break to the restroom.
okay,
Sure.
So you guys can keep talking, but the other one is obviously and not because for any reason other than good lord, that show is so over the top, it's hysterical.
which anime?
Aramanga Sensei.
Yes.
That show is so degenerate and so over the top, it's hysterical from cover to cover. That show is fucking hilarious.
I love
Like,
Aramanga
it
Sensei.
just like it puts you in such an uncomfortable spot in every scene. And I think Giguk said it best. It's like every time you think they've gone too far, they break that limit with the next episode.
Yeah.
Like, and it just never. It's like Adam Sandler comedy where you're not laughing because the jokes themselves are funny.
Yeah.
They're actually pretty cringe. You're laughing because you can't fucking believe he did that.
It's the pure absurdity of it.
Like the pure, just fucking over the top absurdity. It knows exactly what it's doing, and it leans all the way into it, which Sakasha Fushimi is fantastic at doing.
Yeah.
So is just leaning 100% into his ideas. But Aramanga Sensei, I'm waiting on a second season. I hope it happens. Anyway, restroom.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I agree with him about Aramanga Sensei. I fucking love that show. I really want that to get a second season, but I think the novels ended recently.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so again, it's a situation where they waited too long. There's not enough material. Like there's nothing to actually promote with another season of the anime, so it's not happening. Boo fucking who. Like
For you.
it hurts. It pains me in my soul because I love Aramanga Sensei and how fucking insane it is.
Yep,
God.
too bad.
Yeah, that's a consistent issue with a lot of anime, is just like there are so many different anime out there where they needed more seasons, they needed more episodes, they needed to have more material to complete the story that the creators intended, and they just never got the chance because of either whatever season bombed, the original material ended, and there's nothing to advertise anymore. It's just, there's always something that comes up.
Some bullshit.
Some bullshit. You know what's bullshit?
That.
The anime industry.
Oh, hot take. The anime industry got problems.
Is it really a hot take? Is it really? I don't think it is at this point.
I don't know.
At this point, I feel like that's kind of common knowledge, kind of commonly accepted.
Lukewarm take. Capitalism bad?
Warmed over take over here. Just bringing it up to temperature. But, yeah,
The frog in the boiling pot.
However you want to spin it. Man.
Right round like a record, maybe, actually.
But yeah, like... That's the thing about this particular question, is you could go on about this, like, all day.
There's a Reddit thing called What Happened to Ash's Old Hat. What old hat? He's had like 12 hats!
You know, the first one.
Where have you been? He's had like 12 fucking hats over the years.
Yeah, he literally changes hats every generation at this point, buddy. Get used to it.
I like it.
I'm sorry you got used to seeing the same hat for both Kanto and Johto, but unfortunately, things change.
Gotta get new drip. He's gotta get a new hat, and he's gotta get a new bitch on his arm. That's exactly that's how it goes.
Are you back?
Hey, what's up?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. All right. Anything else here? Nah. All right.
Okay, thank goodness. I was running on fumes trying to extend that until he got back.
Anyway, let's go to the Reddit dive. Well, I mean, we're already kind of in it, but now we're in the other.
Crack your knuckles, boys. We're going in.
All right, I'll try.
Going in balls.
I just cracked them a while ago, so they're not really cracking.
Okay.
Damn, caught me on the spot.
And that was a nice crack, actually.
There was only just like one or two of them. Most of them already cracked earlier.
Yeah.
Anyway. Let me find some quality posts.
Some quality bullshit.
I was fucking... God damn it. Oh, here it is. Sorry. I had to find it.
Alright.
I will start us off. It's a large Tifu.
Ah. Alright. Let's... Okay.
Today I fucked up by buying my 8-year-old niece granny panties.
What?
Today I fucked up by... Alright.
How do you make that mistake?
It begins. I bought my 8-year-old niece granny panties. This happened on Sunday. My sister just moved back.
The day of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ!
My sister just moved back to Ohio from Texas. This was the first birthday party, and it meant a lot.
It's right in our backyard, boys.
It meant a lot more than just a party for an 8-year-old. It's the first time we've celebrated with them. She's 8 years old. It's a big deal. Did I mention she's 8 years old? I have 4 children who are 10, 9, 8, and 7. Man, just fucking...
6, 5, 4, 3.
no, like, damn, just one after the other, huh? It's like, oh, that pregnancy was fun. Time for another.
Some women be like that. Some women be like that.
Oh, yeah. When we walked to the dollar store, intending only to buy a bunch of cheap makeup, my 7-year-old suggested we get her a bra as a joke, along with the real presents. That doesn't have to be a joke. It's happening younger and younger these days. The others agreed that this would be hilarious. Your other children, let's keep that in mind, but decided 3XL granny panties would be even better. I agreed. It said we should get her some other gags as well.
Oh, God.
such as Beef Jerry. Did they mean jerky? I don't know.
Jerry?
Beef Jerry!
John's getting upset!
Sounds like a fucking dildo title.
You don't want beef, Jerry! You don't want beef!
Oh, you never want beef, Jerry.
What's wrong with beef? I like beef.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, you don't want to
Beef
get
Jerry.
Oh, you don't want to get swing bobbed.
We got our other gags as well.
I'm really
such
glad
as,
that the post was that I fucked up by giving my 8-year-old daughter or 9-year-old daughter Beef Jerry. Really glad I didn't start that way because there'd be some flags going off immediately.
some beef, Jerry. Jerry, you can't give an 8-year-old beef. You beef.
Okay.
We got us some other gags as well, such as Beef Jerry, light bulbs, dish gloves, etc. We get a large bag that says Happy Birthday and a small canvas princess bag. I spend $74 at the dollar store on all kinds of makeup brushes and a few gag gifts, a bag of balloons, some tissue paper, and a 99-cent pink tablecloth and 2 bags. We put all the good stuff in the princess bag and laid it at the bottom of the big bag. We stuffed the tablecloth into the princess bag to create a false bottom. We layered each gag gift between colorful tissue paper. The kids and I had a blast putting this together, laughing the whole time. We got her a ton of makeup. It's what she's into, and her mom said it was okay. We arrive at the part. Oh, this is the okay. Okay, this is the father, presumably. Or no, wait, no, this is the sibling of the okay, okay, yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We arrive at the party only to sorry, that wasn't dramatic enough. We arrive at the party only to realize we'd missed the gift opening portion. Due to a soccer game that couldn't be missed, we left before any of it happened. The kids weren't devastated, but it was easy to tell they were disappointed. I didn't want to be a special case and have my niece open our gift apart from everyone else's, so I had my sister and her husband promise to video it.
Oh no.
Lo and behold, after driving 40 minutes to the soccer game, we finished just in time to drive 40 minutes back and join the gift opening. The kids insisted we make the drive, so we did. At this point in the day, I'm wishing I hadn't said anything about it. I mean, I no longer needed a video. I was a little frustrated by the drive, but this reaction was going to be worth it. Tons of laughs from kids and adults. I'd give all the kids all the credit, and everyone would commend them. Well, as you now know by now you know, it didn't go as planned. My niece didn't get confused or pause for any of the gags, but rifled through them quickly. She didn't pretend to like any of the gags, like the videos you see on the YouTube. She didn't even pull half the gags out of the bag. She was digging through the bag hastily, looking upset and annoyed. Meanwhile, the room is completely silent. No one understands what's happening. The one girl I had told ahead of time is pointing at me and laughing silently. Laughing silently? My young children can feel the room change and know this is going south, so much so that my oldest 2 jump up to try to explain to her that it's a joke, just as my niece reaches the bottom row of the gags. She pulls out the 3-pack of XXL granny panties on a hanger and chucks them across the room in one fluid motion. She did so quickly that many people had no idea what it was or why it happened and began speculating out loud. She runs out of the room, down a hallway, and out of sight. My niece then locked herself in the bathroom for a long time while my 2 daughters pled with her to see if there's anything else in the bag, explaining that the good stuff is at the bottom. Meanwhile, I'm explaining what's happening to the adults and taking 100% of the blame. Everyone left right afterward while my niece still had tears in her eyes, one of those traumatic experiences that I think she'll remember for the rest of her life. Did I mention that it's also the first time I've seen or talked to my parents in 3 years?
Oh no.
My sister insists that it was funny, and my niece is going to be fine. My brother-in-law laughed the whole time because he could see in the bag, but I definitely fucked it up for the birthday girl, the other guests, and my parents. TLDR, bought gag gifts for an 8-year-old girl, ruined her b-day, maybe her life.
She's 8.
Yeah, it's always a risky business pranking a child.
Also, what the fuck are these boomer-ass, like, gag gifts? Granny panties and... what the fuck?
Yeah, these are not the gifts that I would ever give to like a fucking child.
Dude, when you're talking gag gifts, give her like stuff like a fucking rubber chicken or something. Come on. That's a gag gift.
Everybody loves rubber chickens.
Don't give her useless bullshit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, you want a real gag gift, get her a Juicero.
There's the real joke.
Mm-hmm. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Wada yaka yaka, I'll be here all week. Honk honk. Yeah, always risky business trying to prank a child. You never quite know how they'll react.
Yeah,
They're
I
not
know.
as predictable.
And if you do prank a child, make sure it's a kid you know well, for one
Sure.
thing. And
Sure.
make sure you know what kind of humor actually plays well for them.
And stay tuned to the bakagaijinshow for more top prank tips and tricks. We're the prank masters.
Pranking, it's a delicate art form. It's a very delicate art form.
I don't embrace mistakes. I embrace solutions in pranking. Let's see here. Kevin, would you like to read a medium Tifu?
I would love to read the Wild West of Tifus.
Yep. You never know what you're gonna get. A real grab bag. A real fucking Kinder egg.
My mom once said that life is like a medium Tifu. You never know what you're gonna get.
Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about?
Today I fucked up by accidentally introducing my neighbor's 7-year-old daughter to Cradle of Filth.
Yeah, just warning everyone. This episode is mostly shitting on small girls for some reason.
Oh, we already have
I
a
don't
theme.
I'll try to find another.
First of all, for the younger users among
I
us...
held back my joke for that one.
First of all...
I'm so proud of you.
First of all, you're improving. Self-improvement. Good job.
Yeah.
Round of applause. You owe me a favor for this one.
Bitch, you already owe me a pizza.
Well, if you would ever get out of your fucking hidey hole and come, maybe I would have a chance to
I
buy
will.
you.
God. Anyway.
I will.
First of all.
Hey, you want to interrupt Kevin some more? It's really fun.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, I would love to do that actually.
I want to read this. God damn it.
Let's fucking read it. Jesus, what are you waiting for?
Yeah, what an invitation? Fucking signed invitation with a fucking candle wax stamp.
You
Like
fucking
again.
Hey, Zeke, remember that one?
Nose.
Okay.
Do something about it.
First of all, for the younger users, first of all, for the young, I'm reading it now. First of all, for the younger users among us, or anyone who may not be familiar with Cradle of Filth.
Get out. This has been the Baka Gaijin show. Kevin is off the show now.
They're an extreme.
Hey, did you hear about the Among Us? And because I like interrupting Kevin, did you hear about the Among Us?
I'm gonna kill you! Stop it!
Go ahead. Go ahead.
God damn. They're an extreme metal band who were popular in the 1990s among certain sects of the metal community. Now let me set the scene. This afternoon I was settling down in my flat here in Swindon, England. Oh, British!
British alert!
After a long and exhausting morning spent helping my brother with some painting and decorating at his new house, I decided to put one of my favorite albums of all time, which happened to be by Cradle of Filth. Not feeling like wearing headphones, I decided to instead connect my phone to my Bluetooth speaker. With Bluetooth successfully connected, I went to Spotify and put on the album. The opening track, a particularly brutal composition of dark, growling, scary, good old-fashioned extreme metal, began to play. Strange, I thought. I noticed the sound seemed to be particularly quiet and muffled, in spite of my speaker being turned all the way up. So I ramped the volume on my phone all the way up to maximum, and finally the music was of reasonable volume. Still pretty muffled though, so I began to suspect my speaker was starting to wear out, and in need of a replacement. I laid back on my sofa and cracked open a drink. I was knackered from my busy morning and in dire need of rest. About 2 minutes or so into the song, it suddenly cut out and I heard a loud wailing coming from my next-door neighbor's flat, followed by Mommy, Daddy, and some panicked cries. Worried, I put my ear to the wall to try and hear what was going on, and although I couldn't make out every word, I heard the little girl telling her parent that some scary noises started coming out of her speaker and that she couldn't turn it off. My heart immediately sank as I realized what had happened. Turns out, when connecting my phone to Bluetooth, I hadn't selected my speaker at all, but somehow accidentally connected to the speaker belonging to my neighbor's sweet, innocent 7-year-old daughter. The crying and wailing continued for a good 20 minutes afterwards as her parents desperately tried to console her. Eventually, by the sounds of it, they were successful in doing so. Am I going to go next door to explain and apologize? Maybe someday, but that day certainly isn't today. Today will be dedicated to digging myself a hole in which to hide in shame for the next 10 years. If anyone is curious as to what the offending song was, here it is. Now just imagine this song suddenly and completely unexpectedly blasting out into a 7-year-old girl's bedroom at an almost deafening volume. Oh man, I'm never living this one down. Let's see here. Let me just crank up my phone's
Kevin, you
volume
gotta
for a second.
we gotta play this over this segment.
Okay, yeah. I'll put it in post, but whoa. That is that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad,
Audience,
buddy.
what you're hearing right now is what a 7-year-old girl heard unexpectedly. At full volume.
Yeah. That child is gonna have nightmares for at least the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, put that in the show.
Good job. Good job, sir.
Make a note, Kevin. Make a note.
Note already made.
Okay. Yeah. It's a good one. It's a good medium Tifu.
I'd say that fits squarely in the medium Tifu category, yeah. Yeah. Traumatizing a 7-year-old. Yep.
All right.
With death metal.
The best kind of trauma.
Gotta love it.
Alright, Sarah, sending you one.
Awesome.
Me tracing back the origin of every problem in modern American society. Reagan.
God damn it. Goddamn Reagan. He was such...
Curse those women for voting him in. Among other things.
Alright, am I the asshole for kicking a server out of my wedding? For a second there, I thought we were talking about Discord servers, and I'm like, what the fuck is a Discord server doing at your wedding?
I do it.
Although any chance to shit kick Discord is a good thing.
Yeah.
So, am I the asshole for kicking a server out of my wedding? I, 25 female, and my husband, 30 male, and I got remarried last Friday. Got married last Friday, not remarried. I'm not sure why I said remarried. Sorry, past trauma.
Careful.
We planned our dream wedding down to our dream catering company. This is a short one. The wedding was beautiful. After the pictures I think there was supposed to be a period there. The wedding was beautiful. After the pictures, we headed to our cocktail hour. And that's when I saw her. My guests were all told to wear dark colors, so my husband and I... Okay, why is it every fucking time at these wedding stories, it's always somebody wore something I didn't want? Anyway. My guests were all told to wear dark colors, so my husband and I stood out, so I also asked my guests to wear minimal makeup. I'd assumed that applied to the staff, too. The server, 19-ish female, had on clearly too much eyeliner. She also had diamond studs in her ears, a flashy ring, and one of those ugly nose studs. Okay, you're the asshole.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
no,
come out
fuck
and say it.
you.
The staff's
God,
uniform was a
fucking
black
princess
long
behavior.
sleeve shirt, but on her, it was too low cut and her pants were far too tight. It was super distracting. She was walking around serving drinks and talking to my guests. I had another member of the staff to speak to their boss. When their boss came out, I pointed out the server and asked that she be dealt with because she was super distracting. Their boss apologized and called the server back into the kitchen. Not even an hour later, the server was back out serving food for dinner. I called the boss over again and asked if the server could do work in the back or go home. Her boss said they were short-staffed tonight, so they would see what can be done. After a couple hours of not seeing her, I saw the server again behind the bar. I called the boss out one last time and told her if the server didn't leave, I would be calling the cop. What? The boss finally relented.
I'm calling the fashion police for your fashion crimes.
My husband and mother-in-law said I was acting crazy. You fucking are! And I probably got a poor college kid fired over nothing. My mom and maid of honor said it's my wedding, so I can do as I please. No! It's my wedding, and I don't want someone overshining me.
My party, I can
It's
cry.
my
I
wedding,
want to.
and I don't want someone overshining me, and the server should know she's at work and not dress up so much. I do feel kind of bad because she was pretty young.
You should feel bad, period.
This thread is now locked due to an excess of rule violations.
Oh, the comments must have been fucking...
Yeah, oh no, top comment. Yeah, it wouldn't take much to outshine OP on her best day.
Damn! Damn! Woo!
Sizzling. Put those burgers on the grill.
That one's hot. Yeah, no, you're the fucking asshole, OP. Fuck
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Absolutely a fucking Karen of turbo bitch magnitude.
The fucking the fucking
Also, your language here is just judgmental. Ugly nose rings. Well, okay, maybe you find it ugly, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yep.
And if you wanted jewelry to be a thing, if you wanted jewelry to not be allowed, which isn't in your description here, then you should have said no jewelry by the staff.
Yeah.
You didn't. So you have no one to blame but your fucking self.
Yep.
Your problem. God.
She probably wasn't fired. Manager probably was tired of hearing about it. I'm sure they laughed at her in the back.
Oh,
Hopefully.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
That is 100% what kitchen staff do when some Karen has a fucking Karen complaint.
Oh, sure.
And is going to be a fucking Karen. We just laugh at the Karen in the back.
Nicer than me in my own wedding.
My dream wedding is for everyone else to look like shit. These comments are gold.
Yeah.
Fucking
Good shit.
Fucking hate people like OP, but God, oh my God. I love ripping on them though.
Yep.
Again, it's every one of these weddings is like by some prissy fucking like every one of these weddings is by some prissy like self-indulged jerk who just wants herself to be the best looking thing in the room and has no confidence in themselves because they think that a girl wearing goth makeup and a nose ring is going to fucking outshine them.
Yeah.
Like, then my question is, why didn't you dress better?
Yeah, like that. Dress better, like fucking.
And if you think it's so ugly, then you shouldn't be afraid that she's outshining you. Like, this just reeks of insecurity.
It is.
And control.
Yeah.
Like, no offense, but you're the asshole.
Yeah.
Fuck OP.
Definitely. Medium Tifu time.
Oh my God! Hold on, one more. With 41,000 upvotes, you're the asshole, but don't worry. I'm sure the catering team will get it right at your next wedding.
That's gonna leave a mark.
Okay. Okay, that was worth it.
Today I fucked up by getting scammed for $2,000.
Oh boy.
So, I'm a truck driver. Last night I got scammed for $2,000 Renos. Happened at the terrible gas station right before Las Vegas. Parked there to get to sleep and shut down for the night. Went down from my truck to walk around, stretch my legs. As I was walking around, a black SUV pulled up next to me and a rich-looking Middle Eastern guy rolled down his window in a panic. He looked desperate and his wife was in the backseat crying with her 2 kids. He was asking for help because his wife's purse got stolen in Vegas and it had all their things in it like money and their passports. I saw how distraught this guy was acting, so I took $30 from my wallet and I was going to give it to him. He pleaded with me that he needed more because he was heading to San Francisco, so he offered his necklace and gold ring. I refused and told him just take the 30 so I can get back to my truck and rest. He kept begging me and offering his jewelry. Started to feel bad for the guy, so I went to my truck and got 100. I was going to give this guy 130 for free. I told him I didn't want his jewelry. I just wanted to help him and his family. He said he cannot take it for free and offered his jewelry. But said he would need more money. This is when I should have just walked away. Call me foolish and naive, but I just wanted this guy to go away so I could rest. So I figured that if I just gave him like, I don't know, $300, I wouldn't feel guilty taking the jewelry, and you could have enough money to make it to San Francisco. He kept pleading and begging and adding more jewelry, and before I knew it, I was giving the guy $750.
Oh my God.
Then his wife starts crying more and more, saying they needed money for new passports, and now it's like $300 per person, and that was 4 of them. This guy offered the last bit of jewelry he had, which was a Rolex watch that he said costed tens of thousands of dollars. This is where I believe my greed got a hold of me, because this guy is telling me he's a rich guy from Dubai. He don't care how much the jewelry costs. He's just desperate for cash so they can make it to San Francisco, get back to Dubai. I don't know much about jewelry, so I thought if I gave this guy $1,200 for his Rolex watch, which I assume was real because he's a Mr. Big Shot from Dubai, I could sell the jewelry, get my money back at the very least. So in total, I gave this guy $1,950. That's $1,950 for 2 gold necklaces, 1 gold ring, and a Rolex watch. I was skeptical, of course, but like I said, my greed was clouded by judgments. Once I gave him the money, he began thanking me so much, prayed to his God, etc., etc. Hopped back in his SUV and drove off. I watched him drive all the way till he went to the freeway. Then I realized something, though. This fucking guy took the freeway entrance going back to Vegas. That's when my stomach turned and I knew instantly that I just got done lied to. His whole story about how he's needing money to go to San Francisco. I walked back to my truck and laid down trying to process what just happened. I was staring at the jewelry, then I looked up, quote, how to tell if an 18K gold necklace is fake, and that's when I saw a news video on YouTube about people getting scammed on the road by Middle Eastern guys offering their jewelry. The news described exactly what I just went through, and that the jewelry these scammers use, obviously fake. I feel like an idiot, cannot believe how naive I was to fall for this scam. Never thought I'd fall for something like this, especially since I watched all those scam call videos on Kit Boga on YouTube.
Yeah, no, you're fucking stupid, mate. What the fuck?
I love a top comment. Anytime someone comes up to you in a parking lot in Vegas, it's best not to engage with them.
Oh, yeah.
Also, the first thing
away.
is somebody wanted to go to San Francisco. That was clearly a red flag. That was clearly a fucking red flag. Worst city in the union, dude.
You don't understand. I need to go back to San Francisco so I can go back to Dubai to my family. Here, take my watch.
Right, who wants to go to San Francisco? Literally no one.
If this guy was a fucking
Much like the World of
Dubai
Warcraft,
elite,
none of you
he'd
are
have
here by
options, you know.
Much like the World of Warcraft, none of you are here by choice anymore.
Also, if this rich dude really wanted money, he could have sold his fucking watch.
Good on a lot of things, you know. Like a guy like that, if he was telling the truth, would have options.
There's like 5 million red flags popping up all over this story. Dude, how did you miss it?
This motherfucker must be colorblind as shit.
Oh my god. So bad. It's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this qualifies under the medium, Tifu. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I don't know. It feels worse than the large one we read earlier.
He did lose $2,000.
Yeah, the prankster didn't lose $2,000.
I fucking love how he's just like, then it dawned on me. He went on the freeway back to Vegas!
That some bitch!
Oh, God. So good.
This is why we need to build that wall!
God damn. Okay. OP's stupid, not racist.
I don't know. This seems like an inciting incident for racism.
The wall technically wasn't about racism. Technically.
Am I the asshole for kicking my sister-in-law out for eating my order? My husband's sister moved in with us after a major argument about the baby's name. They're expecting, and she's 7 months in. She is known to be picky and refuses to eat what we normally cook. We only cook her favorite food, which I can't eat. Allergies, yay! Every day at dinner I have to figure out what to eat since she only eats food that I'm allergic to. Last night my husband agreed that he'd cook for her and cook for us together separately. I got home after a long day at work and found out that sister-in-law convinced my husband to only cook the meal she wanted and cancel on the meal we planned to have. I saw them eating together in the kitchen. My husband apologetically said his sister convinced him to eat with her and not cook the meal I wanted us both to have. I said it was fine, all caps though.
Yep.
Then went to order some food from the restaurant. I went to take a shower and did some work on my laptop, then came downstairs to find my order placed on the kitchen counter. It was open and someone ate the majority of it. I turned around and there was sister-in-law standing saying she woke up hungry and couldn't resist the smell that was coming out of the box. I lost it and yelled at her asking what the fuck she did that. Why the fuck? Okay, that says WTF, but that means what the fuck, not why the fuck. So learn words, OP. Asking her why the fuck she did that, but she said she didn't save me some. She did save me some, which isn't true because there was only some rice and dressings. We started arguing and I told her I couldn't take this anymore and told her to pack her shit and leave first thing in the morning. She began crying and my husband got involved and defended her up and down, repeatedly saying that she's pregnant and is eating for two, basically. He suggested I go make myself something quick from the fridge and let it go, but I refused and a bigger argument ensued. Am I the asshole for kicking her out over this? Okay, here's the thing. We've gone over stuff like this before, and it always boils down to just because you're pregnant does not entitle you to other people's shit. You're not the asshole, OP. You did what you should have. It was a major breach of your personal space, and she clearly has something against you if she convinced your husband not to cook for you when you two already agreed to a meal together. So, like, no, you're not the asshole. She was clearly taking you for a ride.
Yeah.
Yep. That's basically my assessment too.
Yep.
Clearly.
Top 2 comments. Not the asshole, and you don't have a sister-in-law problem, you have a husband problem. That's another thing. The husband caved to the sister-in-law way the fuck too easily here. And, like, is super biased against his wife for some reason. And I don't know why. Don't get me wrong, your sister-in-law sounds like a spoiled, selfish, and entitled piece of work, pregnant or not, but your problem is that your husband is more concerned with her health and happiness than yours. He needs to get his priorities in the right place. I can agree with that. He really should have defended her and not the sister-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, how exactly was the husband convinced that his wife, whom he promised to make food for and therefore was expecting it, didn't need to eat dinner and didn't need to be told that she would have no dinner, apparently literally because she wasn't even allowed the food she got for herself afterwards? Sister-in-law is the asshole, but husband is the bigger asshole. Just throw the whole family away.
Yep.
Yep, there it is. Reddit nuclear option. There we go.
Divorce them. All of them.
Divorce my sister-in-law? Yes!
Nice. I was looking for a title.
There you go.
Yep. Thank you.
No, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
So yeah, pretty firm not the asshole.
Yeah, no, that's a pretty clear one. Oy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Speaking
there's so many stories of just like pregnant women thinking they can get away with murder just because they have baby.
Yep. Yep.
Congratulations, you've completed the task that billions of women have done throughout history without being a turbo bitch. Does that give you a right to be a turbo bitch? No.
No.
Learn to deal with your own issues, honey.
Speaking of sisters-in-law, Sarah, this one.
Oh,
I will
she's
give
for
you some sympathy because I know it's difficult, but I'm not going to give you so much sympathy that I'm going to give you a free ticket to be a dick to everyone else around you.
Oh yeah, this was absolutely the sister-in-law taking advantage of OP. Oh my god, wow.
What the fuck? Am I the asshole for doing the same thing to my sister-in-law that she does to my son?
Context?
You're gonna have to be really specific.
Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
Alright. So background. I, 32 female, have a brother, Dave, 35 male, and Dave is obviously a cover name. Who's married to Sarah, cover name, 29 female. They don't have children yet. I have a son who just turned 4 and a 3-month-old daughter with my husband, 39 male.
Okay.
My husband and I live in Belgium most of the time, but we travel back to visit my family about once a month in England. Oh, British alert! British alert!
British alert!
British alert!
British alert!
I was already a little on the fence when she said Belgium.
Right.
That's awfully close.
At home, we speak both English and French to our children. My husband is Belgian, and right now my son is
Make
in
yourself
this
a
very
fucking
sweet...
waffle.
Okay, good job. My son is in this very sweet phase where he'll sometimes mix up the two languages and say a couple of words in English and in a French sentence or vice versa. This has never posed a problem to us, and even the staff at his nursery have reassured us that it's very common, and they tend to grow out of it once they start at school. My sister-in-law has decided that this is a problem, so when we're visiting my parents and she notices my son doing this, she'll correct him. But she does so really rudely, whereas my husband and I will just gently correct him. Anyway, we're visiting at the moment, and she's now decided that instead of correcting him, she's just going to start ignoring him when he does this. I sort of noticed her doing it when we arrived, and I thought it was odd, but assumed maybe she was just stressed. Her job is quite intense. But it only really became an issue yesterday. My husband was talking to my dad outside, and I was feeding my daughter in the other room. And I'd left Lewis with Sarah and Dave. I'm guessing Lewis is the son's name, because this is the first time we've heard it.
Yeah.
When I came back downstairs, Lewis was crying, and I managed to understand that he tried to ask Sarah for a drink. He has a special cup that he uses that he was holding. So it was obvious what he meant, but that she just ignored him. I asked her why, and she explained that she wasn't going to reply to him unless she said the sentence correctly, and that I shouldn't be, quote unquote, ignoring my son's obvious speech issue. For context, it's not that she didn't know what he wanted. She told me that she understood exactly what he was asking for, but that she was deliberately refusing because he hadn't asked correctly. Ah, yes, being the grammar Nazi to a toddler. Fantastic. This really pissed me off, but luckily my husband came inside at the moment and pulled me away so we could calm down and settle Lewis. That night at the dinner table, Sarah asked me to pass her something, but she said it in bad English. She is English, I just mean that she asked for it in slang. Think, pass us the peas, will you? I had a bit of an epiphany and just decided to totally ignore her. She asked again, and I did the same thing. My brother asked why I was ignoring his wife, and I said that I'm not able to reply if she can't speak English correctly and that it's wrong to ignore her obvious issues with grammar. Everyone's pretty pissed off with me, and I admit it was incredibly childish, but she was needlessly being a dickhead to my baby. I'm surprised she didn't say bellend. Could I just apologize?
An absolute wanker.
Nah,
Not the asshole
Turnabout's fair
whatsoever.
play, motherfucker.
No, not the asshole, because you were educating her in the most direct way possible about how fucking insensitive her behavior was.
Yeah, if
It's like,
if
man,
this-
I didn't like it when that happened to me. Then you expect a toddler to be okay with it?
Mm-hmm.
Edit. Wow, this really blew up. Thanks for all the comments and support, and thanks for the ESH/YTA messages too. I'm not going to apologize to her because, to be quite frank, I think she deserved it, but while I'll have a conversation with her and my brother before we leave, and try to explain that, for one thing, it's completely normal, and more importantly, that if she keeps correcting or ignoring my son, I'll be severely limiting their contact, although I doubt if I'll ever leave him alone. Anyway, to answer a few of the most common questions, when I said everyone was mad at me, I meant my brother, his wife, and my parents, although my parents don't agree with what Sarah was doing either. They're more trying to keep the peace.
Right.
My husband is entirely on my side, and when he realized that what Sarah had done to Lewis,
I want to point out.
he only saw the aftermath.
I want to point out. We now have, technically speaking, we now have England, Belgium, and Switzerland.
This is a whole fucking Euro orgy going on here.
He wanted to cut short the trip. Sarah and the rest of the family only speak English, which I suppose goes some way towards explaining why she doesn't understand it. I do think it's a monolingual reaction because we've never experienced anything similar in Belgium. One final thing, lots of questions about why we're in the UK so often. My husband has to be in London for his job about once a month / once every 6 weeks, so we tag along. I freelance and a few of my clients are UK based.
Okay.
So it's
imagine having to commute to a different country once a month for some reason.
Europeans do it all the time.
Yeah.
So it's good opportunity for me to fit in a few meetings too. It also gives us the chance to bring Lewis and Misha over to see my parents before Lewis starts school, and we have to cut down on the visits. Anyway, let's see what some of the yeah, pretty much justified as hell.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Not the asshole.
Official bakagaijinshow verdict: not the asshole.
Mm-hmm. You can bring that to the bank, and the bank will be like, "What the fuck is a bakagaijinshow?" And you'll be like, "Have you heard of a little thing called anime?" I tell the bank teller.
Oh,
and that's
let
how.
me weave you a tale.
Mm-hmm. And that's how I got kicked out of a bank.
Ouch.
Yep. Just wait till they heard the jokes. Anyway, where are we going? All right. Large Tifu.
Woo!
Today I fucked up by accidentally letting a rat inside my house.
Oh shit! A rat!
Where the rats?
Depends on the rat, but I'd like I mean, depends on the rat.
I know what you mean. I understand.
I know.
I have a guess. Large Tifu. The night of the rat. I didn't get any sleep 2 nights ago. And here is my story. Strong intro. I live in the mountains on the front range of Colorado, and I happened to leave a door propped open for a bit to move a large ladder in and then out of the house. I didn't think much of it and went about my day. Later on, I was sitting at the kitchen table and heard a sound. At first, I thought it was just the ice maker in the fridge, but it became apparent that it was something else. I went into the kitchen to investigate, and it appeared to be coming from behind a basket I use for glass recycling that's tucked underneath the kitchen counter. I pulled out the basket to see, and there was a nice, healthy rat with beady black eyes cowering back into the corner. I immediately set up a boundary of pictures and other objects to try to block him in the kitchen, and I grabbed a broom. I tried to get him, pin him down with the broom, but he was so fast and wily. He scampered under the oven, and I could see under there with my flashlight those beady black eyes. I moved the oven an inch or two from the wall, and he ran to hide in the boundary I made. I tried to get him again with the broom, but the highly energetic rat made it past the boundary and hid under the couch in the living room. The front door was only a few feet away, so I propped it open, hoping he might just scamper outside. Then I lifted up the rather heavy couch, tried to direct my little friend to the front door with the broom. Well, I lost track of him. He went around the house with my hands and knees and my flashlight to try to spot him. After I couldn't find him, I thought he must have gone out the door at some point and dismissed it. Later that night, I went to bed as normal and fell asleep around 11:30 p.m. or so. I keep an insulated cup of water and a CPAP machine I use on my bedside table. I sleep on my stomach. Why?
Fucking weird.
I woke up at 3 a.m.
Did the rat crawl up your ass? What the fuck?
Spoilers, jeez. I woke up at 3 a.m. or so, and I thought I felt something cross my back. In my sleepy state, I wondered if it was just the movement of the blankets settling, but then realized it was something else. I sprung out of bed like a grasshopper on a hot plate and checked the blankets for rats. Nothing. I got out the flashlight, but could not find anything. Too tired to deal with it, I tried to go back to sleep. I put the blankets over my head, tucked them all in, used the CPAP as a deep-sea diver's hose. I was eventually able to get back to sleep. A while later, I felt the feet on my back again. This time I sprung up and saw him. He jumped off the bed and ran into the next room. He was hiding underneath the stereo in there. I put a have-a-heart trap down near the stereo and went back into the bedroom. I saw that he had been nibbling on the silicone mouthpiece on the metal straw I use in my water cup and left me a poop, too. Gross! I took the cup downstairs and put it in the kitchen sink, then went back to the bedroom, closed the door, put up the twisted towel, and a guitar amp to block the bottom of the door. I also used 99% rubbing alcohol all over my bedside table. I cocooned up in the blankets again with a diving hose and tried to get back to sleep. Well, I felt the feet. Again! He was in the bedroom! I was really frazzled at this point. I was not getting any sleep and had to do something. I decided to set a trap. I went downstairs to the kitchen and retrieved the cup. I put the cup back on my bedside table, put the have-a-heart trap right next to it, rigged it with some cashew butter and a jar lid filled with water as bait. I cocooned back up with my dive hose and tried to get some sleep. In my half-asleep state, I heard a noise from the trap. False alarm. I must have brushed up against it with a blanket or something. Back to sleep again. A while later, I heard the trap again, and I had got him! Whew. I got a little more sleep, and then I took him to a nice field a few miles away and released him. Teodor, a rat got in my house, and I was in bed sleeping. Trapped him, put him outside without harm.
Riveting fucking story, dude. Riveting fucking story.
You know what's better? You know what's better is that he filmed it.
No, God.
Yes, he filmed it. He filmed the trapping and the releasing of the rat. I will send Kevin the clips. They're short clips.
Okay.
We will play them.
Okay.
We will play the clips.
Okay.
Anyway, that's this guy's large Tifu, by the way. Large Tifu.
Christ.
This might be the most undeserving large Tifu I've ever heard.
This
in
is
my
a
fucking
small
life.
Tifu. This is a small Tifu, dude.
I'll get the only thing I will give this post is that it was fun to read.
Yeah, like he's very good at weaving a tale.
Oh yeah. Large Tifu, dude. Large
No.
and in charge. Don't think so.
Dude, the fucking
Get outta
some of the
here.
fucking medium Tifus we read today were bigger than this. Fuck.
I feel like we've had small Tifus that were bigger than this before.
The fucking first one we read of the death metal screamo band traumatizing a 7-year-old was worse. Fuck.
Some people.
Somebody once told me that. Sorry.
The world was gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Okay.
Thank you. I slid down my chair. Goddammit.
Careful.
Sorry, I got into it. You got to leave at 4, right?
I do have to leave at 4 today.
Okay, then let's start the fucking lightning round.
Yeah, let's go.
Sure, yeah.
That's the one. This is the lightning round where we go to our unpopular opinion and find some unpopular opinions. Are they unpopular or popular? Do we agree? Do we disagree? Will you make it out alive? These are the questions.
Well, let's find out.
Unpopular opinion. Crypto millionaires are just people who got lucky, no different from lottery winners.
True.
Yes.
Factually true.
I don't even think that's unpopular. I don't even think that's an opinion.
No, I compare them more to stock traders, where stock trading still requires lottery and gambling is complete luck. There is no skill to it whatsoever.
Right.
Or there's
Excuse me, as a professional card counter, I have to disagree.
But I don't think that poker is the same as playing a slot machine.
Right.
Yeah.
Playing poker has strategy to it. Playing a slot machine has no strategy to it.
Yeah.
Playing craps has no strategy to it. Playing roulette has no strategy to it. I'm talking about the games of pure chance in a casino.
Yeah.
Playing Egyptian rat screw has plenty of strategy. It's called slap the other guy harder.
Yeah, pretty much. But the thing I'd like to mention is that like lottery is skillless. There is no skill to lottery, or you can do things to kind of edge the odds in your favor, but there's no way to guarantee winning.
What about those guys that like algorithmically track, you know?
Yeah, all you're doing is increasing your odds.
Yeah.
So it increases your odds from like, being hit by a lethal meteor level of odds to
being hit by lightning twice.
by being hit. Exactly. That's all you're doing. So you can make your odds better, but you can't rig it so well that you're going to guarantee wins. With stock trading, it's more of your attention to trends and to other stuff and to research actually does have a much greater impact on your winnings there. People who professionally trade stocks, there are people who do nothing but professionally trade stocks. And if you can make a consistent business out of that, then I think there's a lot less luck involved. So I think crypto is much more like trading stocks. But there is luck involved.
Yeah.
But it's more about what you're doing and how you're doing it.
Yeah, you got to read the market.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unpopular opinion, bacon is not good as a standalone food.
Fuck you.
I mean, I get their point. I wouldn't just eat a plate of bacon.
I would.
I mean, yeah, I would, but I wouldn't consider it a meal. I wouldn't consider it a meal.
I mean, not a meal, but like I would still eat it on its own. Bacon's fucking delicious.
I think you're just offended on principle, Kevin.
I think I am offended.
I think you're a little bit triggered right now.
No. Okay, maybe a little bit, but like,
yeah,
for good reason. Sheridan, local cook. What do you think?
You keep telling yourself that.
Huh?
Exactly.
This motherfucker over here saying bacon doesn't count as a standalone food.
That's not what he said. He said it's not good as a standalone food.
I said it's okay as a standalone food. It's not great.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll still eat it.
Unpopular. I don't care what you think.
I know. Go ahead.
Unpopular opinion. I hate pet accounts on social media. Yeah, it is a little weird.
It can be a little weird.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Unpopular opinion. If garlic ceased to exist, I wouldn't care at all. I'd care.
I would care.
I think a lot of people would care, and you're wrong.
Yeah, this guy. Not good.
Try seasoning your burger sometime.
Or anything, really.
Yeah. White person.
Unpopular opinion, adding to a thread hundreds of comments long is near pointless. Yes, but I have to have the last word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Unpopular opinion, those butt scrunch shorts that girls wear to the gym are hideous. Dude, don't ruin it for the rest of us.
Come on, man.
Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here, baller9619.
You're not ballin'.
My name is first name bunch of numbers. I have a bunch of incredibly shitty opinions.
Yeah. It's okay. Take your time.
It's taking its time. Like, it's like shit. Like unpopular opinion. Teslas are extremely overrated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No shit.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
It's just so basic.
Unpopular opinion. Movies in 60 FPS look better. Which ones? Show me the ones.
Yeah. Show me the movies. Show me the
Show
movies
me
made
your
in
work. Prove your process.
You can show me movies made at 48 FPS.
Maybe. We'll see. Unpopular opinion, not recognizing black or white pepper as a spice reflects a shallow personality.
What the fuck?
I'm not sure it reflects a shallow personality, but it reflects something.
I think it reflects that you have a shallow personality if you're judging people based on the fucking pepper they're making. Or the pepper they're using, but okay.
Nice. I mean, let's set the record straight. Pepper is a spice.
It is.
Yeah.
It is fundamentally a spice.
It is in the spice category. It is in the genus Spicem. Anyway. Okay, I gotta see other reasoning for this. Unpopular opinion, there is no good reason to be knocking on public bathroom doors before attempting to use it. This notion never really made sense to me. If you're currently using the bathroom, you lock the door. If you are attempting to use the bathroom, you give the knob a little twist, and if it's locked, it's clearly occupied. If you forget to lock the door and someone walks in on you, that's a you problem and doesn't say anything about the manners of the person attempting to use the bathroom, especially now that a lot of modern bathroom locks display whether or not it is occupied by the handle. The need to knock is almost non-existent, except maybe in your own home where you are less likely to feel the need to lock the door. The amount of time I'll be using the bathroom and someone tugs on the handle a few times and then knocks is crazy. Like, how do you not get the message already? This shit even happens at my job where the handle displays if it's occupied or not. Stop knocking on the bathroom doors. It's awkward for those inside. Start locking the damn door. This guy totally wrote this on the toilet right after someone knocked on the bathroom door.
This dude just got really fucking tilted trying to take a shit in a public restroom and someone knocked on the door.
User gesture gym crush. First
You ever
of
just
all,
go
you're
into a
not my
restroom
gym
and you see a guy like just going, "Oh God, I'm so angry!" Like I feel like that's what's gonna happen to some poor guy.
I can't yell. My grandma's napping. God damn it! You put me in a yelling mood, and it's a problem.
Oh,
I'm blaming you. You specifically. Top comment: you wouldn't believe how many people on airplanes don't know how locks work.
yeah. Oof.
I'm gonna continue knocking on public bathroom doors just to piss this guy off.
Just for OP.
Yeah, just for the odd chance that I'll run into this guy and just completely ruin his fucking day.
Yeah.
Fuck you, OP. I'm gonna knock on bathroom doors.
Hey, OP! OP, you in there? Hey!
Open up! It's the bathroom police. You shitting right?
You shitting
Damn.
in there?
Yeah,
damn, son, you shit with that ass.
There? Right? Do you know how smelly you were back there, sir?
Do you know who I'm talking to? What seems to be the problem, officer? Your shit stank. Let's see here. The best time of day to unpopular opinion. The best time of day to work out is 3 a.m.
No.
The best time depends on your schedule.
I
I think this time also does depend on your schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Early, I will agree that morning workouts work better than evening workouts because the problem with working in evening workouts is that you're getting your body energized right before you try to go back to sleep,
Yeah.
and so
Sure.
it's not conducive to getting good sleep. Also, it accelerates your metabolism in the morning, which helps you burn through fat and other things. So if you're exercising to lose weight or stay fit, it works better by boosting your metabolism in the morning.
But what about me, a guy who goes to bed at 6 a.m.? Can I work out in the evening?
I would still recommend that you work out closer to when you wake up, whenever that is.
Yeah. So right now, okay, I'll go do that.
No, wait, no, wait.
No, you won't.
You're right. I won't.
I already worked out today, so
Yeah. I'm a night walker. I like night walks.
Yeah, I came into the chat and you were watching Bar Rescue and lifting.
yeah, and I was lifting weights. So
Yep.
it's really easy to do, and you're just sitting here in your chair and you're just like doing curls.
Mm-hmm. Unpopular opinion: baseball has the worst commentary in sports. Hot take: it's because nothing happens.
First of all, you know nothing about baseball if you think nothing happens.
It's true.
Baseball is an excellent sport.
When I was a small child, I had an uncle who told me that a baseball game is 2 hours of boredom and 8 minutes of excitement, and I really took that to heart.
So is fucking football.
I agree. No, I agree. I personally think every sport is like that.
Every fucker who says that, basketball's not. Basketball, you are
That's
constantly
true.
moving.
That's true.
Basketball and hockey, and soccer,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
are constantly moving.
Yeah.
In football, it's a minute of setup for 6 seconds of fucking something. And then a minute of setup out of an actual 2-hour football game, or however long the football game is.
Mhm.
Like each quarter probably has like 2 minutes of actual things happening.
Yeah, I can't.
And
like-
don't get me wrong, it's high intensity, but so is baseball.
Yeah, it just goes.
It's
Yeah,
pitch swing. The second that shit gets hit, every one of those athletes goes into overdrive.
Let
and
me-
puts
let
out
me-
everything
let-
for 2
let-
minutes.
let me explain what watching football is like to someone who doesn't care about football. It's like if you're watching a chess match, and then after every turn, both sides leave the room to go delineate their strategy for 20 minutes, and then they come back and make another move.
Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. So it's like in my thing, like I enjoy baseball. I do not enjoy football, but both sports are basically succumb to the same exact crime. Not a whole lot happens, and then it's like 6 or 8 seconds of just absolute 110% output.
Yeah. Like I used to play baseball in my youth. I think the thing about baseball is that it's fun to play, it's not fun to watch.
I disagree. I think it's more fun to watch. And
Interesting.
so I treat baseball like this. If I go to a baseball game several times a year because we have a baseball stadium here in Dayton. For a minor league team. And we always pack the house. And so it's really fun just as a way to like get dinner and entertainment.
Yeah.
And there's stuff that happens in between the innings also. There's like games, there's entertainment, there's stuff like that. There's music being played, there's stuff being done on the mega board. Like it is an energetic experience, even if all of the energy isn't necessarily coming from the athletes themselves.
Sure.
And trust me, that crowd will absolutely go ape shit anytime there's like a play going on.
Yeah.
So, but it's nice to have downtime where I can just sit there, eat popcorn, and sip my beer.
I think the point I'm trying to make though is that I don't think any of these sports were designed with like spectatorship in mind. You know what I'm saying? I think they predate that, and they sort of come from a time like from a game design perspective, they were designed to be played, not to be watched. And I think the watching part came about later. If that makes sense. That might be a distinction without a difference to some people, but I think that's a point worth making.
It's like my thing is if you don't understand baseball, then baseball is very boring. But that's the same thing with every sport. If you don't understand a sport, then being lost.
It's the same thing with it's the thing with same thing with fucking esports. If you don't understand Dota 2, you watch it and you're just like, what
the fuck? Like what the fuck? Like it's like me trying to watch Overwatch 2 at the beginning before I knew anything about it.
Yeah.
Me trying to watch Overwatch before I knew anything about Overwatch. It's just like it's a bunch of particle effects on screen and then people screaming randomly. I'm like, I have no fucking idea what the fuck is going on.
It has never happened before in the history of Dota.
Right, exactly. It's like, what hasn't happened? Explain some shit. Jesus Christ.
What the fuck is going on?
I'm gonna bring it.
Spectator sport.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up again because I just love bringing this up. I love the GLaDOS announcer voice pack in Dota 2 because GLaDOS doesn't understand Dota at all, and she's just like, there's one point where she's just like, okay, I think I understand. It's like chess if you just threw a bunch of pieces in the forest. I'm like, yeah, I guess.
That's all Dota is to me too. So, you know what? I'm with Gladys. I'm with her.
Popular opinion: pretzels and cream cheese is better than chips and queso. Pretzels and cream cheese.
I have never.
I mean, I guess it's fine, but like,
I prefer pretzels and nacho cheese.
Oh God, yes.
yeah, I was gonna say,
I will take pretzels and nacho cheese over chips and nacho cheese.
Pretzels with cheese or nachos would work better for me.
Yeah, I agree there.
Aunt Annie, we want you on the podcast. Bring some pretzels.
This is an interesting concept.
Whoa, my chair did something unexpected, and it scares me.
Ah! Okay, we're good.
Right. All right.
Anyway,
let's wrap up. This has been the bakagaijinshow that you've been listening to. If you want to hear more of it, you can subscribe for future episodes. And you can also be a part of the show by emailing us at bakagaijinshow@gmail.com or joining our official Discord server in the official description, officially provided below. And you can officially follow our official Twitter accounts. Also, links provide. Well, I just kind of write the @, but you're a big boy. You can type things into a search bar or in a URL bar or whatever.
We believe in you.
@ZeekFreak, @ZeekFreak, @CTremander_K, @Seridin Thank you for tuning in.
Come subscribe to my fucking page.
That's true. He's gonna cook things and he's gonna show them to you
and come
food wise.
and come watch me complain about shit on Twitter.
Yeah, he's gonna complain about things that you don't care about and be like, "Oh man, why doesn't anyone like Scrimbo Bimblo the animation from 1979?" It's great. It's a good time.
Yeah,
More good times. Stay tuned.
I enjoy being eternally confused by Charmander's content.
It's true. It's true. Zeke freak out. Chat for now.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I got all this potential that's deep inside of me, but they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things, and they just want you to settle and do the right thing. So get a good job, don't slack off. Wake up every morning, make a good impression on your boss. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, and when you're making money, make sure you don't spend it too soon. Fuck that, I'll do what I wanna do. I got a different path from everyone and that includes you.